I don't know, man. I love Luger still, though.
Some,
Uh,
some of you.
WCW t-shirts are too big, Billy. Guys, welcome to another edition of Getting Some Color, where we are reviewing WCW versus WWF Monday Night Wars. And including ECW. ECW is in there as well. We sprinkle them like it's an ice cream sundae. They're the sprinkles of the sundae, essentially.
They're not
Um,
part of this war, but they're like, they're there.
yeah, it's kind of like they're North Korea. I don't know. Anyway, we are covering WCW Clash of Champions 32. Even though on the Google Doc you made a little typo 30, which was January 23rd, 1996, and then we will be covering the Monday Night War, which is WWF Raw versus WCW Nitro, January 29th, 1996. So, um, we the last time Macho Man won the title again from Ric Flair. Seemed like out of nowhere, but it happened. Macho Man shares the celebration once again with Hulk Hogan. Which, by the way, was there a title reign with Macho Man where Hogan was not around?
No.
That's
Well,
fucking that's fucking weird.
well, no, I don't think so.
Because every time
I
he
was
wins it, he's always in the ring. Hulk Hogan.
I was trying to think. Like I was even thinking back to WWF. I mean, like I can't remember the other times he got the title there very clearly.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So the main event for Clash of Champions is Ric Flair, the Giant, and Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. But we'll get to that. For a show called Clash of Champions, then again, that might be my WWF brain rot being like, well, it's Clash of Champions, like Night of Champions, right? Every championship needs to be on the line. Not really. I,
Yeah, that's not how this show was pitched originally. It was just like it was just a TV special for
mm,
them on the Turner Network. It was kind of like remember Saturday night's main event.
yeah,
This is like kind of like that for them,
gotcha.
and you know it's had ups and downs, but I'll get to it at the end. They actually pulled a really good rating for this episode, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So, well,
Uh,
yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there, though.
Yeah, we have a different commentating team here. It's not Uncle Eric, Mongo, and Bobby Heenan. It's Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan, which is fine because when they talk to each other, it's hilarious. Um, but they're in Las Vegas, Nevada. You could tell by the fucking Caesar's Palace shit that's happening. Colonel Parker and Sensational Sherry is having a wedding that gets sprinkled throughout the whole show. Now, if you watch like our last episodes where we were just like, remember when we were talking about Hulk Hogan being part of the whole show, essentially? Like there was one big storyline plot where it was just him. Remember when he got like attacked and then he went to the hospital and then he walked all the way from the hospital to the arena? And that's how like that whole episode was. Well, that's how like this wedding thing is, but it's funny. We'll get to that. uh,
It's funny sometimes.
yes. Uh, and if you remember, Public Enemy is now in WCW. So
It's still weird.
it's weird because remember when we were covering ECW last year, they were like making fun of WCW, wearing dresses and shit and doing weird promos and stuff.
I was
Uh,
there.
and now they're doing weird promos where they were just like in front of like an old pickup truck in farmland and stuff. I'm like, this is Public Enemy. They came from fucking Philly, ECW. We're a hardcore crowd, and they're in this fucking middle of nowhere in front of like a fucking vehicle and shit, talking,
I
having
think
like a
they were at a
pro,
junkyard or something.
yeah, something like that. But like, and then they come out with like their own like hockey. Which, by the way, I do want a Public Enemy hockey jersey because I think that's cool. Not because I like them as a tag team. I just think it looks cool.
Yeah,
Uh, but this is your starting match, which on paper you might think this is good, right?
I saw this and thought this could be okay if they do it right
Mm.
because I was like, these teams are kind of similar. I mean, the Nasty Boys don't really do high flying moves or shit, but they have kind of a similar style, which is
Yeah.
just brawling, just brawling and hitting each other with stuff.
Mm-hmm. Public Enemy comes out to like no pop.
Yeah, nobody knows who the hell they are.
Yeah. It's so fucking quiet, which also made me think, since this was at Caesar's Palace, like when you go to like a casino or something, like they have like a concert that they usually comp with your like gambling stuff. Like if you get like a package at a casino, it'll be like, hey, by the way, Celine Dion is gonna be performing in this fucking little auditorium area. I have
Yeah,
a feeling like maybe that's what happened in Vegas. Like people that usually are not wrestling fans came because it was in a casino.
maybe because like I was thinking about that like a little bit during this whole show
Mm-hmm.
because I did notice like sometimes certain people got reactions, but it was people like Sting or like
Or Hulk
you know
Hogan or
or Hulk
Macho
Hogan and
Man.
them two, Ric Flair, yeah, But I mean, honestly, I don't know that they really reacted much to anybody else.
Yeah, the whole fucking opening match was quiet as shit. To the point where uh, I know you're gonna get to your play-by-plays, but I just want to give my thoughts really quickly because
I don't have
in
a
the
lot of play-by-plays for these matches.
yeah, in the beginning, I was like, all right, this is typical Nasty Boys, Public Enemy. We're gonna get to like maybe some good wrestling, and then it just like died out of nowhere. Like they didn't know what they were doing. Both teams, like it kind of, and I understand like this rival does build. It actually does get better along the way, but as their first match together, it was the sloppiest shit I ever saw in my life. To the point where literally nothing happened, and then the match was over, and then they decided, oh, let's do our ECW shit and get a table that fucking looks like it killed the actual guy who went through the table when he did the splash at the end. And I just thought, like, such a shame how this match happened. There was a lot of stiffness, there was a lot of botches, and I just thought it wasn't a good match.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's not a lot I'll say about this one. It's
Hmm.
like Grunge and Knobs fight in the ring, and then Sags and Rocco fight out on the floor. Uh, Sags throws Rocco on the guardrail crotch first, splits his sack there.
In twain, yep.
He splits it in twain. He goes and finds a table. This isn't like the stereotypical wrestling table you see though, like because this is still back then where you still find like weird chairs in the arena that aren't the folding chairs. Or this is like an old table from like a '70s rec center, and it's
Yep.
like way sturdier. And you see the proof of it when they do their spot. uh, they keep brawling for a while, and then like Nick Patrick is just like not even trying to keep order in the match. He's just like, I don't know what the hell to do. Let
I
them
think
fight, basically.
I think he just goes, fuck it. DQ.
Yeah, after a while, he just was like, this match is bullshit. It's not happening. DQ.
Hmm.
That's how the match ends. It's they keep fighting, and it doesn't have a resolution. He just calls it disqualification. So there's like no reason other than they won't stop fighting and they won't follow the rules.
Hmm.
Uh, and then Public Enemy hits a moonsault on Knobs that was supposed to put him through the table, but it didn't. He didn't go through it. It was like Rocco just like bounced off of him and landed in an awkward heap.
To the point where Bobby Heenan's like, I think it hurt him more than the fucking Knobs and stuff.
It probably did. Uh, it kind of sucked. It was a little bit of a nothing match, but like there was a couple cool spots or moves, like the guardrail bit. Knobs hit a really nice pile driver,
Hmm.
but then it's just stuff happened.
Yeah.
Give it a
I,
5.
I gave it a 5.7, not 5.7, shit, 4.7 out of 10. I just didn't like it, and I guess if they were trying to showcase that it's gonna be a bloodbath, essentially, it wasn't that good, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm gonna knock mine down a peg. There we go. 4.9. I was being too forgiving. Um, didn't they tell us all of a sudden we're going to get Alex Wright and Dean Malenko tonight? And I'm like, oh, okay, that might be
Yep.
good.
I was like, yeah,
Well,
okay. Hmm.
and then Eric's out there at the entranceway because there's not a ramp because they actually got into Caesar's Palace. Uh, a lot of people don't know this, I guess, but if you watch the WrestleMania 9 documentary, they revealed to everybody that they weren't inside Caesar's Palace. They were outside of it in a parking lot, and they built that whole set out there.
That was cool, I gotta admit.
They built that from nothing. So it really puts their perspective, though, because then you see this setup, and it's like really cheap looking, honestly, for like for a company that allegedly has a lot of money. You know?
Yeah, I wrote down it kind of looks like a talk show host arena where, like, I don't know, Maury's there talking about who is the father, essentially. That's how it looked like in the stands, essentially, to me.
At least they had their Turnertron there, though.
Yeah, I laugh when they called it the Turnertron.
They got all the Titantron, we got the Turnertron.
Yeah.
But
Uh, Uncle
he's out
Eric
there
is
talk. Yeah,
yeah, Uncle Eric is out on, like, interview style, like, Mean Gene, essentially.
yeah, because
And
he's
it
out on
kind
assignment.
and it kind of feels like slowly this is like Eric possibly trying to be like an on-air star, essentially, that's going to be like the leader of WCW, the booker, essentially, the authority figure that eventually is going to happen. I know, like, Vince is going to be the first, and then Eric Bishop type kind of follows a little bit after. Um, but slowly he's like putting himself there. I don't know. Maybe it's just like they needed more staff around, with the whole wedding, and then Tony being on commentating. I don't know. I may be thinking into it too much.
I think it's a little bit of that because he has done interviews before.
Hmm.
He so far they have not really presented him ever like he's like some guy with any kind of authority on screen. He's kind of like Vince right now, where
Hmm.
nobody really knows. I guess, I mean, that got revealed in court, I guess, but to a lot of people, and still like how it's presented on TV, you just think everybody thinks Vince is a commentator.
Yeah, and I would argue Brett brought out the Vince before Austin did, in my opinion.
Diesel did too.
Yeah.
Remember, he's talking about, it's like, you guys tried to turn me into a corporate puppet.
And he like
And then
pointed at
Brett,
Vince.
and then Brett made that comment. It's like Diesel's talking about corporations changing his brain or something. It's funny.
Yeah. But Ric Flair comes out with the giant and shit, and Jimmy Hart's there. Oh baby, yeah, I'm Jimmy Hart. uh, Ric Flair is not mad that he lost the title, and then you hear Tony Schiavone going, "Yeah, right." And I was like, he's like, he's not upset that he lost the title. Like, Tony Schiavone is like, fucking what do the kids usually say? Like, cap or something like that? Is
No
you're
cap.
capping? You're
Is he
capping.
capping?
Yeah.
I don't get that one, but that's one of the ones I don't get. But maybe it's just because Flair was in Vegas. If there was anywhere where Ric Flair could just be Ric Flair to the maximum, it would be Las Vegas, I guess.
Yeah.
So he's just overcome with like the scenery and everything. I didn't really get his promo though. I felt like he was just like rambling. Like it's like he opened with some line like, "We were with a girl last night. She was talking about how she fantasized with Flair, but with Giant, she would giant size." Woo! And I'm like, what? It's
And then
because
Giant does this ridiculous fucking voice and shit. It's annoying.
Oh, it's his shouty voice.
Yeah, and even like even when he doesn't talk, he's just in the background with his ridiculous fucking Captain Insano type of fucking face in the background. I know Big Show is Captain Insano. It's just like he looks fucking retarded.
He's in that phase of his career right now.
Hmm.
But they gotta. He says something about how like they can't hide behind Slim Jim or Baywatch. I was like, I don't know that Macho Man was hiding behind Slim Jim, but like I could understand the line about Hogan because he's always getting in TV shows or something.
Hmm.
They have to deal with the master of technical wrestling and psychology and the master of destruction. So that's their team, I guess.
And he says Captain Insano mentioned. Let's fucking go.
Kevin Thano, there's still no mercy.
But yeah, this promo was weird. I kind of think they would just like we have to showcase that this is going to be the main event, so Ric Flair talk, and he did.
He did. He didn't have enough time to think about something interesting to say, so he just that time it came off the cuff and it was kind of like nothing. He kind of missed that time.
Yeah.
Even the great ones miss sometimes.
All right. Well, I guess we go into Dean Malenko versus Alex Wright, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
They start out like exchanging holds and they're out maneuvering each other, and then Malenko drops an elbow on Alex Wright's leg, and he starts working the leg, and he does like a dragon screw, and he puts Alex in a knee bar. I'm like, okay, so far this looks like this could be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then Alex starts making a comeback, drop kick, flying forearm, European uppercuts. Dean stuns him. He tries to go do a top rope move, but Alex recovers, and then he like drop kicks him. And then he does a superplex to Malenko, and then they both get up like they basically no-sold superplex.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh no. And then they go back to fighting, and Wright tries to do a German suplex. I think he hit it, actually. It was 2.
Yeah.
And then he does another drop kick, but he misses. He just like lifted. Not that he botched it. It's just Dean grabbed the ropes off the shoot off, so he didn't run into the drop kick.
Mm-hmm.
He gets back to his feet and he tries to do something in the corner. Like he put Dean Malenko in the corner and he did like a backflip, like he was going to do something cool. And his leg buckled because his leg's been worked the whole match. And then Malenko drop kicks his knee and then like gets a 3 with a matchbook cover. And I think the match was supposed to keep going after this because it looked like Alex kicked out, and that just didn't feel like it was supposed to be the finish. I think the referee counted 3, and it was when that used to be when that would happen. That's the decision. Yeah. The referee has to treat everything like it's a shoot. So the match ended. I feel like it ended prematurely.
Yeah, it was kind of it's like it started getting better, and then it just ended. Like I was like, and it's so funny. I did research on Alex Wright because I was like, what happened? Because when we were watching it, it seemed like he was getting somewhat of a push, and apparently, when Dusty Rhodes got fired, Alex Wright's pretty much got demoted essentially from.
Oh, so he's one of Dusty's projects. Okay.
Yeah, so. Which is sad.
Interesting.
But you're with Dean Malenko, and it's just like this should be. I wouldn't say a home run, but at least it would be a decent match, and it was to a point. It needed to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, there was like a weird flow, and I think there was like just some odd psychology in it a little bit, which I'm starting to notice with his matches more like Malenko's. It feels. I see some of the early things of indie wrestling and his wrestling, and I'm like, oh, this might be where some of this is coming from a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like they see, like, all those guys who became indie wrestlers, like, in the 2000s and shit, saw Malenko or, like, Eddie or Benoit, and those guys.
They're all small. That's why.
Well, that's part of it, but, like, they wrestle that cool, fast style. I want to wrestle like that. And, to some extent, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they. I don't know that some of them have more bad habits than others do, and I think Malenko's one of them. I'm starting to notice where it seems like he works too fast,
Yeah.
and then like he no sells things for some reason, even though he's like my height. Just, but not everybody else. Like Eddie's fine. I don't really notice too much that he does. It's like that wasn't any good. Or why did he do that?
You know, as a fat man with like no muscle tone at all because it's hidden by fat, um, Dean Malenko, I've never seen him ripped at all. He's always had like a dad bod with
They call
broad
that
shoulders.
the endomorphic body type. That's what they call that. I think Jesse Ventura used to say that about Arn Anderson. That's the endomorphic man,
Oh yeah,
Shivani.
that is true because you really, I think it's hidden by his like patches of jungle hair that he has on his body, but like I think he does have muscle tone. We just can't see it because of the hair.
It's just hidden. If anybody's a dad in wrestling, it's Arn Anderson, and we'll get to
Yep,
that later.
Glock Anderson, baby.
But I gave this a 5.6. I thought it was probably going to be a good match, maybe if that ending didn't happen.
Yeah, I gave it a
But
5.3.
yeah,
Um, so remember I told you guys about the wedding venue and stuff. So apparently Kevin Sullivan was supposed to have a match with Disco Inferno. So Kevin Sullivan comes out and he's all decked up in his devil worship makeup.
Taskmaster gear and all that
Yeah.
shit. Did you
And
notice, by the way, on his Turnertron, where it showed his name Taskmaster, they were using the Jurassic Park font for his name?
yep.
I just thought that was funny.
There must have been like some like a font website on the World Wide Web that they downloaded to get that font, which is hilarious to me.
Somebody bought a CD of like fonts,
Yeah,
like at a CompuServe USA or whatever.
maybe Turner is like, hey pal, I got your font from Jurassic Park. I had to pay millions of dollars for it, but here you go. And he gave it
That's
to
how it
Kevin.
used to be.
Yeah.
They bought a pack of floppy disks or a CD of fonts.
Yep. But anyway, Disco Inferno's music plays, but it's not Disco Inferno. It's some Elvis impersonator that has a song saying he's unable to attend this match because he's at the wedding.
Yeah, he did a singing telegram gimmick. That's supposed to be what it was.
Yep. And I
And
said, stupid. Like I feel like this is Kevin Sullivan booking, where he's just like, that would be hilarious. Let's do that.
maybe
I don't
I'm
know.
not. I don't know who's the head booker. They might not have a head booker anymore. I think it's back to like a committee,
Mm.
uh,
Von
which is like
Winkle
a
and friends.
common mistake that they would always do is having a booking committee. I think there's a way to do that style of booking, but as far as I've told, nobody's ever done it good. Except maybe when Flair did it back then. That might have been the only time it really worked.
I heard Jim Cornette's a good booker on OVW.
Oh, he is. Yeah. I mean, I think he is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just a little offshoot. I think back in '90 they gave Flair the head booker job, and then like he said, I can't just do all this by myself. So he tried to get some other guys to help him. Jim Cornette was one of them. I think the other one was Jim Ross, and that booking committee did kind of work. The problem was Jim Herd drove Ric Flair crazy and he quit.
I also think like Eric Bischoff pissed off Jim Cornette because I remember Jim Cornette like doing a video outside of WCW office and stuff, and he's like, "That motherfucker Eric Bischoff, I'll beat that motherfucker. I'll have a 7-Up and I'll fuck his ass up." Something like that.
I don't remember why he was so mad at him. There's some story behind it, but he picked his nose and wiped a booger on his Corvette out in the lot. That's what happened.
Oh.
he like admitted to it on the internet that he did it. Anyways, yeah, the Taskmaster beats up the Elvis impersonator, and that's it. And there's no match. And I'm like, well, that's okay because I don't know if I really wanted to see that match anyway.
Yeah, me either.
My thing was like, why are they having a match? Why is Taskmaster Disco Inferno having a fucking match?
Because I think Disco Inferno like injected himself into like the whole you know Dungeon of Doom and Four Horsemen thing. Kevin Saul was like, "Fuck you, bitch! I'm gonna fight you," and then
I
that
think
was the feud.
I think I remember the commentator saying something about how like allegedly he was insulting the Taskmaster or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would he? Oh, whatever, it's done.
Yeah.
At least it didn't happen. I don't care. So I didn't score this because it was an angle, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't score it either. So we're at the chapel with Mean Gene, and they have Buck and Slater arrive. Uh, and they like say they don't know if Parker, Robin Parker, is going to show up to his own wedding, and they talk about like they gave him money, and he possibly gambled it away.
I think Dick Slater said something about how he gave him $1,500 in ones,
Yeah,
and he saw him go to a table, and then
yeah.
Mean Gene tries to like figure out what kind. Well, you saying he went to a craps table, he gambled, or another kind of table, and like he's trying to imply he went to like a strip club or something. And he's like, he went to a table. He wouldn't say what kind of table.
It was so awkward because he was like a crap table, and he's like, sure,
Sure, a table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was like a little bit amusing.
Yeah. Then we go back to Uncle Eric, and he interviews Lex Luger and Sting, because now they're the tag team champions. And I don't know. I think I kind of like Luger as like this, like, hey man, we're cool, we're the best team ever, but like he's cheating to win. I kind of like that.
He's a secret asshole. You mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that's like the story here is Luger and Sting are buddies, but Luger is a secret asshole. And he cheats behind his back, and this Sting just doesn't realize it somehow.
Yeah,
and then
like,
he's okay with it because we won.
Yeah.
We won.
I will admit Vince McMahon is a better pot stirrer than Uncle Eric, because Vince would have been like, "Hey pal, we saw you cheat, pal. Sting, are you okay with this?"
Vince will straight up question you about anything. And
yeah.
Like, Mean Gene's a little better about that, too. He tries to ask Luger about the controversy of, like, what happened. And he's like, he just blows it off, basically, and says that, oh, we're the best tag team in the world. We got the gold. And me and Sting are the greatest tag team in the 90s. And then Sting's like, yeah, we are. And then the Road Warriors come out. and then Eric's like, the Road Warriors are here. And Sting's like, oh, right. Like he's seen his friends who he hasn't seen in a long time.
Yep.
And then they high five and everything. And so apparently Sting and the Road Warriors are cool. And then Luger just kind of stands there like, what the fuck? And then Hawk and Animal are like getting on the mic and they're saying they want a match against them. And then Sting's like, let's do it. And Luger's like, no, whoa, hold on. He starts telling him stuff like, we can't have a match with you guys yet because there's all these other matches we got to do. We have to have a rematch with Harlem Heat. We got to have a match with the Blue Bloods. And he starts naming off all the lame tag teams that nobody's gonna give a shit.
State
about.
Patrol.
Yeah, State. Like Mean Gene said, State Patrol.
It wasn't Mean Gene.
It was Bischoff. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But that just seemed like something he would do.
Yep.
But then he brings up like Animal's had a back injury and Luger doesn't want to injure him in the torture rack. Just kind of fucked up.
And then Road Warrior's like, what the fuck? Fuck you, brother.
Yeah. Hawk starts. He's like, you're fixing to get me hotter than spontaneous human combustion. And Luger's like, whatever. And they're not happy about them burning him down. And that's kind of how the segment just ends.
I just love how it ends because all you just hear is "What a rush" in the background.
Everybody's doing "What a rush." Yeah, like Bischoff took the mic off of him for some reason. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, so we get the whole wedding angle. Then we get this Lex Luger being an asshole friendly dude.
Secret asshole.
Secret asshole. And then we get the Paul Orndorff fucking promo. And I'm just like, I'm at joy at this point. Because, like, in my opinion, I think all 3 segments were funny as shit. And then we
I
get the
like this
Paul.
one, even though it was weird too in its own way.
Yeah. Because he's pretty much like talking about the whole, when I was down and out, they told me I'm done. I'm never going to wrestle again. But then Spivey he gave me hope. And then you see him with the whole mirror thing. And then the 4 horsemen attacked me. And this is what I actually like about it is that he explains when Ric Flair and Arn Anderson do the pile driver, they're like, oh, you know, they're acting all innocent. Look how they do this pile driver. And it's so like making sure that my neck is broken. And I was like, I fucking like that because that's his specialty is the pile driver. And how they did it was to hurt him, to injure him. And he knew that. And that's what I liked about the promo, that he took it personal because of that.
That was cool too. And other than the psychic dude Spivey, other than that bit of it, it was treated pretty seriously. Even though like Paul Orndorff's weird when he does promos because it's like sometimes you can't take him seriously at all, even though he's trying to be serious. It's just something about his verbiage, the way he talks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like there's other times where it's like, okay, you can take him seriously. This one I think you could have taken a little more seriously if they didn't shoot it at this weird like 3/4 angle where he's like not looking at the camera, he's looking this way and he's like talking to somebody that you can't see.
Yeah, it's kind of like they went to West Palm Beach and while he's on vacation, and be like, "Hey, we got to do a fucking promo. Can we do it right here in this like little town area where there's an ice cream parlor or something? Here's a bench with a palm tree behind it. Go."
They probably had to shoot it at that angle so they wouldn't see anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gave some kind of warning about how it's like you haven't seen the last of Mr. Wonderful. Like that's the bottom line of it. Really, they tried to hurt him. They did hurt him, but he's not. He's going to come back. Spoiler alert: I don't really think he ever comes back.
Yeah,
because this is like a long running neck injury with this guy. I've pointed it out before how his arms, like his right arm, is like smaller than his left one, and it's been like that for years. So,
but I just wanted to point out, I was like, I want more of those type of promos in modern times. Because imagine like. I'm trying to think of a person that has like a certain move to, I guess the go to sleep with CM Punk, like
yeah,
if somehow I don't know, Randy Orton or Seth freaking Rollins or Cody Rhodes did like the GTS on him, and like he'd be like, see where they put the knee. If he was not trying to hurt me and just trying to knock me out, he would have got me under the chin. But here he got me in the temple. That means he was trying to kill me. And, like, that would make it more serious, essentially. Like, this motherfucker's trying to kill me.
There's the power driver thing. Remember Kevin Owens was, like, doing the power driver to people, and they were like, oh, my God, that move's banned. You can't do that. They never really, like, fully went into detail on, like, why that was banned, other than they just said it's dangerous.
Yeah, they just had Triple H come out and stare at Kevin Owens down, like, you can't do that, bro.
It's like they should have – I'll give them props for – making it seem like it's a dangerous banned move again because it used to be in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're kind of bringing that aspect of it back, but they could have explained why a little bit. But whatever. This was like interesting at least. It wasn't like boring. So
yeah,
I was cool with this.
So we started off with the wedding. We're gonna have a wedding sandwich now because the next segment is Robert Parker coming up to Mean Gene, asking the bar $50 for a cab fare. And we're like, automatically, he betted his life away, essentially. And he's sweating. He's like, oh, God. And then his little 90s cell phone rings with an antenna. For all you youngins, there used to be antennas on phones. That's how you would get a signal. And he'll be like,
it was like bent by his hat too. It's like he was holding the phone up and the antenna was bent pointing that way.
Yeah, I will give him credit when he acts all nervous, he like squeezes the phone to his face. He was like, "Oh, sweet Pete. Oh yeah, I'm going to come get you. I'll be right there with you." And keep that in mind, by the way, because you think he's talking to Sherry Martel. We'll get back to that too.
Just more
I,
silliness.
if you guys haven't noticed yet, I'm liking the segments and promos more than the matches in this little uh, special event that's going on right now.
This wedding shit started wearing on me at this point. I was starting to get sick of it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
this one wasn't as funny for me. Just
Mhm.
like, all right, all right. I was starting to turn against it.
Yeah, not as bad as Hulk Hogan, but then again, I don't know if that's me hating on Hulk Hogan or something like that when they had that whole
No, I was hating it too because
yeah.
it dominated the show.
Yeah, well,
uh,
the wedding is dominating the show, but I will give them credit. They advertised the shit out of it.
they did. I
Yeah,
wish they didn't. I wish they just dropped that.
yeah.
That was the
But
best they could come up with. That was their third stringer story.
yeah, but we're back to matches now, and Brian Pillman, the loose cannon himself, versus Eddie Guerrero, very green Eddie Guerrero, like no lying and cheating steal yet. He's just I'm from
He's just,
Mexico and I'm a good wrestler and I have a family of wrestlers.
yeah, he's just a baby face. He's just a plain old white meat baby face, what they call that.
Mm-hmm.
This match was okay. Nothing special. I'm not sure why it ended up this way. Maybe if they gave him more time, it could have been better. Uh, I don't even really have much to say about the match because something happened that completely distracted from the match in it,
I think
which
there
was
was.
huh?
Sorry to interrupt you. I think there was a lot of. I don't know if Brian Pillman was going off script because it looked like Eddie didn't know what was going on the whole time, and I just think that was Brian Pillman being a fuckhead. To be honest with you.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a known fact now. He was working the freaking guys in the locker room too with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this whole master plot of his was basically to try to get fired from WCW. That's why he's doing this stuff.
Wow.
So that was the whole thing. He's trying to get fired.
But weren't there like rumors that they didn't know if like Eric Bischoff was like using Brian Pillman to go spy on other companies, essentially?
That's some kind of rumor somebody probably started, and then like Bischoff denies, like, "Oh, I didn't get worked. I just fired him." I don't think that's what happened.
I mean,
he
well,
worked everybody.
of course, fucking, he's gonna say that. Like,
He always denies anything that makes him look bad. Like,
yeah.
So,
Usually, like when, because he like fucking defends the shit out of Starcade '97 and annoys the fuck out of me.
that was shit. There's
Yeah.
no defending that. I'm sorry. I'm not even one of those guys that likes to shit on Bischoff and say, "Yeah, he's stupid," or like, my favorite wrestler ever, Bret Hart, talks about how he's an idiot. He doesn't know anything about wrestling. Like, I don't agree with that opinion, but like, come on, you can't defend that.
Yes. So every time he speaks, I just go, "Okay, Eric, I get it." I still like him though. Like what he did with WCW, impressive. He actually had Vince McMahon on the ropes. He didn't knock him out, but he had him on the ropes at some point.
Almost.
Yeah. But yeah, this match was underwhelming, and like you said, it got distracted by the whole Bobby Heenan incident.
Yeah, so like what happens is like while they're having the match, he'll either run out of the ring and charge the fans at the guardrail and act like he's going to attack them, which I thought was pretty cool. And he's doing it in like different sides of the ring. And then like one time he gets knocked out of the ring, like Eddie like punches him or hits him with a drop kick or something, and Pillman just kind of slides through to the floor. And he does it kind of close to the commentary desk one time. And then they get back in, they wrestle a little bit more, and he does it again. The second time, he like almost rolls through the desk. And then, like, Bobby's like, "What? Oh my God!" And then like Brian's like moving around and he grabs Bobby by like his shoulders or something. You see it for just a split second. And he's moving around, then you hear Bobby go, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You hear like a bunch of like equipment being rattled around. And then you see like Bobby stood up and he threw his headset down and he's like yelling at him. And then Pillman just like carries on like he didn't do anything.
This is what I like about Bobby Heenan. He got annoyed. He got to the point where he broke character. Be like, what the fuck? Because he has neck and back problems. That's why he probably told like no wrestlers, don't fucking touch me because I'm hurting and stuff. And,
that was he told them that previously. He just came off of a neck surgery, I think, not long ago. So he was like really nervous about getting his neck fucked up again.
But what I really liked about him is that he was so annoyed where he was going to be like, all right, I'm fucking done with tonight. He goes up the ramp. He starts to fold his jacket. He turns around and looks at Pillman, looks at Eddie. And Eddie Guerrero just looks like terrified. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And this is like really damaging my chances, essentially. Bobby Heenan goes into business mode and goes, I'm a professional. And he goes back and he goes, sorry for saying language, but I love that like Tony Giamatti is like trying to be like, so what do you think about the match now? Oh, Brian Pillman's gonna win.
I still like your style. I just wish you wouldn't touch me.
Yep.
Like you could tell he was kind of off kilter the whole time after that.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't really quite the same after that happened. Like you could tell just in his delivery and stuff.
Mm.
I think it really wound him up and pissed him off. But I think it fucked up the flow of the match too. Like it probably kind of took Eddie out of it a little bit because what the fuck is happening?
Mm.
What's he supposed to think about any of that? And then what the hell was the finish? I think it was like Pillman hit a running crossbody, hit Eddie and pulled his tights, and he pinned him for 3.
Yep.
What was there was interesting, and it was like, you know, they were doing some good stuff. It's just the match felt weird after that incident, and it was like almost like the whole broadcast couldn't really pay total attention to it either.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it like a 5.6.
I gave it a 5.1, and it's because I like the whole Bobby professional thing, and Eddie Guerrero just being like, whatever, bro, and finishes the match. So I gave it a little curve. I think I would have been a little bit more harsher with the score, but these are still two good athletic people, and even with the shitty loose cannon touching Bobby Heenan, I still think it worked in entertainment wise, essentially.
For the record, I think later on he did go to him and apologize to him in the back.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to like rile you up that bad. And he was just like, I told them not to have anybody touch me. So like, don't touch me. He's like, all right. They smoothed it over, I guess. So it wasn't a huge deal after that.
And then Bobby Heenan killed Brian Pillman.
Oh, that's what happened?
Yeah.
he sabotaged his vehicle and caused him to get addicted to painkillers. He died.
Yep. No, I don't know. The Mega Powers and Kevin. Oh my god. So here's what I think is funny is that WWF brings Southern teams onto their program, while WCW brings fucking Pittsburgh, like Northeastern teams on their program. I just want to point that out because like.
That's true.
It's so weird to me that like a fucking Southern wrestling company is promoting Pittsburgh while a New York company or a Connecticut company is promoting Southern like sports teams and stuff. It's just hilarious to me. I know Cowboys is the biggest rival, but whatever.
What team was LT on before?
The Giants. The Giants.
Oh, okay. Well, that was okay. What was the other football team they promoted before?
Oh, shit.
They've done it a bunch of times, so it's hard to tell, honestly, you know?
It was like a Midwestern team. I think it was like Green Bay or something like that.
I think for them, it's just like whatever the big team is. And I guess back then, I guess Kevin Green was a big deal. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either, because I was like, the only thing I remember about Pittsburgh is Bradshaw guy that's usually on like the NFL. He's always the goofy guy on the announcing team. And then what do you call it? The fucking when they won in like the early 2000s and shit. And I was like, that's all I know about the Pittsburgh Steelers. This Kevin Green guy who kind of looks like fucking Roma, with more roids.
He does look like Paul Roma.
Yeah.
He can cut a better promo than Paul Roma too.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. He has more charisma than fucking Paul Roma.
It's funny. He's the nega Paul Roma, but it's like it's the positive version.
Yeah.
Because Hogan and Savage come out with him with Kevin Green. Bischoff's interview that we call him Lean, Mean Kevin Green, brother.
I rolled my eyes.
They just cut like a fun babyface promo that's just supposed to hype everybody up for the main event. But the thing is, you can tell Kevin Green is like having the time of his life being there.
Oh, he's drunk as fuck right now. He was drunk.
Was he?
Yeah, he was fucking plastered.
To me, it looked like he was just having a great time.
Did you see him try to high five fucking Hulk Hogan? And Hulk Hogan was like, "Okay, buddy, all right, like, cool, dude."
Yeah, he's like, "Chill down."
Yeah.
I think he's legitimately like a huge wrestling fan, so it's like the combination of the drunkenness with that probably just like went way over. But
it's kind of like Chaz at Royal Rumble when he, turned down a Down syndrome Cody Rhodes fan to take a shit. He cut the line.
Oh yeah, they end the promo though, and Hogan saying like the only thing that they're going to have to worry about tonight, now that they're all brothers, is who's going to take Elizabeth out for a night on the town. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? And then Hogan has to be 80s Hogan and be like, that nasty, stinky, war-infested giant dude. And I'm
always says that about him.
I'm just like, stop, bro. Like, the 80s are done. This is why you become fucking Hollywood Hogan.
Just call him a big piece of crap, brother. That's all you got to do. You don't even have to say the shit word. You just say the crap word.
You know what's funny? He does this in like when he comes back to WWE in like the early 2000s. He says like stinky winky and all that like 80s type of Hogan stuff.
He also says like edgy stuff too. It's weird. It's like a blend.
Yeah, like N-word. No, I'm kidding.
No, not that. The next match is the Blue Bloods, Regal, Sir William Regal, and Lord Steven Regal right now, with Earl Robert of Eaton versus Lex Luger and Sting, who are the champs for the WCW World Tag Team Championship. And this one was at least kind of entertaining.
Yes.
Like, I had a little bit to say about this one. Like, Sting and Regal start things off. They're doing hold exchanges, but Sting has the advantage. And then, like, they're doing this funny thing where, like, Sting is, like, flexing and yelling at Regal, and he's just like, oh, he's, like, acting like he's all scared.
Yep.
It's really funny. And then Regal, like, Sting actually starts hitting Regal, and Regal gets bounced out of the champ's corner, and Sting does, like, a bell clap to Regal. And Regal sells it like his equilibrium's been destroyed. Like, he's just, like, wobbling, and it's like he can't move or something. And then Sting's, like, making fun of him, so it's, like, actually kind of funny.
Yep.
He tags Bobby Eaton in, and then him and Sting mix it up a little bit until Luger tags in, and then they go fight on the floor. And then Bobby takes a backdrop on the concrete floor. And then he eats a forearm shot, and they get back in the ring. Then Regal gets back in, Lex backs Regal in the corner, and he's like pushing Regal into the corner, and Regal's like, unhand me! Unhand me! He keeps yelling, unhand me. And then he pops Luger like right in the eye, like he just punches him where his eye is. And then he just starts like, he turns that mean streak up at him, you know, where he gets real nasty.
Yep.
He just starts doing like real vicious looking shit, which I like. And he lands some nice shots, tags Bobby in, and then Lex tries to fight back, but they're just getting heat on him now, like they're double teaming him and doing quick tags, cutting him off. Bobby did the top rope knee drop, which was beautiful. It was very good.
Yep.
It's so smooth when he does it. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody else really do that move as good as him, probably because it hurts.
Yep, probably.
But everybody else is like, I don't want to do that. God damn. Regal puts the Regal stretch on. I don't know if they have a name for it in WCW yet, but that's what he's doing.
Yep.
And Sting rakes his eyes. He breaks the hold up, and then Eaton gets back in, and he tries for like a top rope move. And I think Luger was supposed to catch him, but he couldn't, and they just kind of fell over.
Mm-mm.
But thankfully, they didn't try to just do the spot again and ignored it and moved on. And I wish everybody would do that instead of like, we got to do the spot even though we fucked it up. It just doesn't look natural.
Yeah, it kind of looks
It
like
looked-
I gotta retry it essentially.
It looked better that they botched it and just laid there.
Yep.
It sounds the opposite, but I swear to God. I think Bobby shoots Lex off and they run into each other. You know, the thing where they bump each other's heads, they fall over. Then Sting gets hot tag. Everybody's going ape shit. He's cleaning house. Both teams are brawling for a little bit. Luger gets knocked out of the ring by Regal. Sting is trying to suplex Regal. And Bobby like gets on the top rope like he's going to get something ready. But Regal blocks the suplex, shoves Sting into the ropes, and it causes Bobby to have to jump off. And he hits Regal instead. He hits him with like a forearm shot or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sting throws Bobby out, puts some Scorpion Deathlock on Regal, and submits him. They win.
I thought it was a good, entertaining match. Actually, I gave it a 6.7 out of 10.
I gave it 6.2.
I'm a little bit generous. The Luger curve.
I don't blame you because it was the best match of the fucking night. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Yep. We go back to the wedding. Robert Parker tries to make sure Harlem Heat doesn't eat too much at the catering table.
Shit was funny. They were Booker T was talking shit about the wings or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's my boy right there. He's wanting to know how like the quality of the wings. It's just,
Sherry arrives, and Robert Parker has to tell Sherry about his crippling gambling habit and how he lost everything and can't give her the good wedding, so they have to go like to like a drive-in chapel without being drugged. Shout out to Triple H.
it was a work though. They worked everybody.
Yep. And Sherry just
isn't that the
crashes out.
spot? Is that the spot where they try to like she tries to change in the trailer that's there, and then he goes, "Oh, you can't change in there. There's a dog in there." That's like his excuse.
Yeah.
That's important for later.
Yep. What we got? The Brian Pillman segment next.
That's that's next. Bischoff's out there doing the interviews, and Brian Pillman comes out, and this was a good interview actually.
Mm-hmm.
He threatens to say the 7 words you're not allowed to say on TV, and then oh no, you can't do that. And he's like, "What are you gonna do? You can't do anything." And then he starts talking about like respect. And he says, "You can't buy it, you can't sell it, you can't steal it. You gotta earn it." And he's like, "It's what pumps the ice water through the black hearts of the horsemen." And he says he'll earn respect from everybody, even if he's got to hack your thumbs off to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that was fucking sick. That was good."
Yeah, I liked it.
That was a good promo.
What's your opinion about like Conan being the Mexican heavyweight title versus Psychosis?
I think this is what
I respect them, but I'm just like, why? Like, why is this on here? And why is it so late into the fucking night? It should have been like the beginning, in my opinion.
I don't know if this can be the beginning because it's like there's they're more nobody than like who they put on first. I mean, Public Enemy's nobody, but at least they wrestle in America.
True. I'll give you
These
that.
guys have been wrestling in America, but like they're not the Nasty Boys either. Nasty Boys have been on TV like in both big promotions, so somebody will know who they are.
Yeah.
But that's my reasoning anyway. But yeah, Psychosis versus Conan for they call it the Mexican Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if they just don't want to say AAA because it's what Conan has AAA on the ass of his tights. Like he has their logo on there, which is like kind of weird.
Well, I heard Tony Schiavone be like the other wrestling company, so I think you're right. I think they didn't want to say AAA. I'm like, why? Like, they're not like competing against you. Like WWF is competing you. Why can't you say AAA?
Yeah, it's like so. I don't get it either. And then Mike Tenay's on there, and he fills in all the background for like all these international wrestlers, as they like to call it. By the way, I wish he could be on commentary more. God, he's so much better than both Bischoff and Schiavone. I mean, he's not as funny as they can be, maybe, but he's just really good at doing the play-by-play and actually like telling you about wrestling and what's happening.
Yeah. The only thing I'll give Tenay is like because I started watching the Deadlock podcasts that covers like old WCW and WWF. That Mike Tenay has a Mike Tenay face where he puckers his lips when he's doing commentating, or when someone's talking, he'll go. And I see it more often now when I watch a lot of Mike Tenay clips, and I'm like, "Fuck Deadlock, fuck you."
It's just a tick of his facial tick.
Yep.
But they mentioned like New Japan and All Japan. Both companies do. They don't shy away from that. It's kind of strange here, but whatever. What the hell is this music they have for Psychosis? What was that? And then like Conan sucks too. It's like they both had really bad entrance music.
Mm-hmm.
It was a decent match though. There was lots of cool lucha moves. I just didn't write any notes about it because it was too fast.
It was too fast, and I was like, it's entertaining, but I'm like, I'm really not a fan of constant lucha wrestling. It's just too fast and too. I feel terrible saying this, but it feels fake sometimes, and how like they do the moves. Like it's very video gamey to me.
No, that's not an incorrect thing to say because that's just part of the lucha style. That's a reason why sometimes when people come to America and try to do like lucha libre stuff, it doesn't translate sometimes. There's been wrestlers that have figured out how to do it, like Rey Mysterio or Eddie or something.
Yeah.
Other guys, but it's like they're kind of just having a lucha match here, and I liked it. Other than I noticed they both do this. I hate the way they do shoot-offs in lucha, which if I point this out to you, you'll never be able to unsee it unless it's something that you notice already.
Okay.
You know how guys, when they do shoot-offs, like they're throwing the guy into the ropes or something, they both do this thing where they touch the guy's back like they're shoving him. That's how they move them.
The Rock
it's supposed
does
to look like.
If you notice The Rock, when he Irish whips someone, he does like a double tap to kind of tell you what's going on. So I've seen that before, even with American wrestlers as well.
Yeah, but they don't even grab the arm. It's like they're running, and then it's like he just shoves them by their back, and that's supposed to like make them, that's supposed to propel them.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like signals and stuff, but you're actually talking about like the maneuver of it. So yeah,
right.
Yeah, I hate that.
Now, it's pretty egregious when you're watching stuff right now because a lot of people are still kind of classically trained right now. That's what I'm going to call it. Where this is how you shoot a guy off, Irish whip. But nowadays, you got people that do things where Jim Cornette calls it the head palm shoot off, which is they'll just put their hand on the back of the guy's head and shove him like that's supposed to propel the guy. That looks like shit.
Like you have superpowers where you just like do this with your hand and like you fucking toss them like Superman essentially.
Yeah, and it's like, no, It doesn't look like you could force a guy to run across the ring that way, but nobody thinks about that anymore.
Maybe if you're Brock Lesnar pushing Rey Mysterio, yes, that would make sense. But when it's like two small guys, no.
If it's Kane against anybody, I could buy that.
Yeah,
You know?
like early 2000 Kane.
Oh yeah, it's him especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fine. It was pretty cool though. Conan beat Psychosis with like a crazy submission where he literally pretzeled him, which was kind of cool. He tied him into a pretzel literally and did like a flex. Like he's like, I got him because he can't get out of this move and he just has to submit. He called it the zip lock, which I don't know what you call that move. I've seen people do it before. I have no idea what it's actually supposed to be called.
It's a funny ass name. It's like a fucking Ziploc bag name.
I would have called it the pretzel.
Yeah.
He got them in the pretzel. the Mexican pretzel. There you go.
What was that like? What's that? Auntie's pretzel or something like that?
Yeah, that's like a pretzel shop. It's usually in malls or something.
Yeah.
That's
What'd you give
Bavarian
this
style.
match?
Oh, I gave it a 6.1.
Oh, you're a little higher than me. I gave it a 5.8. I was like, even though I was like, I don't like Lucha, I'm like, I could respect it.
We were in the range. We're not too far apart there.
Mm-hmm.
I rated it a little higher because we saw these guys in ECW.
Yeah.
We know they can have a better match than this too. Both of them can. It still surprises me how technical Conan is. Like I don't know. Every time I see him he's like doing chain wrestling and doing like submission transitions and stuff. I'm like, how come I don't remember him doing this stuff before?
This might be a shitty thing to say, but I kind of like unmasked Lucha style wrestlers.
You mean like Conan, like how he doesn't have a mask? Well, he comes out in a mask, but he takes it off. It's like part of his cape or something.
Yeah, and like, you know, you have Conan, and then you also have like Eddie Guerrero that kind of mixes style with like Lucha with, you know, American style wrestling essentially.
He did wrestle as a masked man before, though.
Yeah. I'm talking about like WWF though.
But like now, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like honestly, I think Andrade would probably be better off wrestling in a mask because he just has no charisma. He's just like this guy. He pretends he's cool, but he has no actual charisma.
There's only like 3 type of masked like wrestlers that I kind of like. It's Jushin Liger,
Rey
Mysterio. I put Penta there now. I kind of like Penta as a wrestler in WWF.
Penta's cool.
Yeah.
I'm liking Rey because now he's not doing Rey Fenix. I mean, I think he's doing better at WWE now.
Yep.
So he's cool too. Okay, like Andrade. Have you seen Andrade come out like his entrance where he has like a mask on and then he takes it off?
Yeah.
It's like this cool looking shit. You know the character Black Mask in DC Comics?
Yep.
He's wearing like a mask like that and it looks cool as hell. Then he takes it off and you're like, oh.
Yep.
You should just wrestle in that. Be like, this is a Black Mask, Negro Mask or something. That's what you call him or whatever. And then he could just look cool and do. Andrade is a good wrestler. Just have him do cool shit and look cool. It would work better.
Probably. You're probably right because he is boring as just Andrade.
Some people need the mask.
Yep. I mean, well, definitely Rey Mysterio. We've seen him in WCW without the mask, and he just looks like a fucking baby.
Oh, think about Ricochet. Ricochet used to be Prince Puma.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's some people that'll fanboy over him. Oh, he's got charisma. He can say things. He can be fun. No. His promos suck. I'm sorry. Like, you got to be able to talk.
Yeah, he doesn't talk. He should just embrace that he's just a... Oh, my God. I almost said something not being racist, but I know people would take it racist. I'm just going to say it. It's
You
just
have
like
Hulk Hogan moment?
like an entertaining monkey, and essentially, like dance monkey, essentially. But I'm not saying it in a racist way.
Trained monkey.
Yeah.
Some people say that about some of the modern wrestlers. They're kind of like trained monkeys. That's a fair assessment of some people.
Yep.
So,
we go back to the wedding. Mean Gene is finally talking to Sherry. Sherry looks fucking like terrible.
What? She looked like she was hung over or something.
Yeah.
I was like, is she supposed to? Is that like a gimmick? Is that part of this, or is she just actually but fucked up?
I wrote this down. It looks like Sherry just did a line of coke, fucking ate like 5 Xanax, and then just downed a bunch of fucking tequila, and just decided to do this promo.
God, this sounds awful.
And it's so funny because Mean Gene is trying to do a segment where he's like, "Hey, we know that Robert Parker was trying to call you," and she's like, "I didn't get a call. What are you talking about?"
I forgot her call. I think she was. You talk about somebody being on something. I think she might have been.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about this whole thing, to me, was when they're doing the wedding vows here, and then like, they get to the part where it's like, does anybody have anything to say opposing the union of these two or whatever?
Mm.
And then you see Booker T. The camera goes to Booker T. And he's like, "Man, it's bullshit." Or something. He like, it's like he's mad or he says something like, "It's fucking stupid. Why am I here?"
Right.
It's just his reaction just made me laugh. But then a wild Medusa appears basically like in the middle of this.
Yep.
And just starts attacking them. And it's like, remember she came on Nitro a while ago, and then like we haven't seen hide nor hair of her.
Well, think about it. Who is she gonna fight?
They don't have a women's division. I guess I'll fight Sherry's a wrestler.
Yeah.
So just, I guess that's what happens. But they have a brawl, and they make a mess of it, and then that's the whole thing. Is they figured out, oh, Parker was talking to Medusa, which that's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Why is Medusa getting with Colonel Robert Parker?
And it made it sound like he was banging her because he like gave her a pet name and stuff. He like called her sweet.
His fried pie. That was what he said.
Yeah.
And Bob's like, "Fried pie? What's that?" And
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What do you think that means? I don't know. The other funny thing about this was while all that chaos was happening, Disco Inferno stole/saved the champagne.
Yeah, that I laughed my ass off about that because it like pans the fucking Disco Inferno and he has like 4 champagne bottles.
He's like got clutched to his chest and he's like really far in the background. He's like getting away from all this.
And that's what I liked about that part of the segment. I was like, good payoff. I liked it. It was good.
Booker T being funny, talking about the quality of the wings and being mad that he has to be at this stupid thing. And then, Disco Inferno stealing champagne. That was funny.
And you could tell the staff of that place didn't give a shit. They were just like, I'm going to say Colonel Parker and Sensational Sherry or whatever her name is in WCW. And then chaos happens. And I was like, I'm okay with this. This is actually a fucking entertaining thing to show.
The end of it was entertaining, yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we go into the main event, which is Ric Flair and the Giant and Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, the mega powers in WCW.
And they had Jimmy Hart and Elizabeth and Kevin Green. This is the first time Elizabeth's been on TV since, I guess, 1991.
Yeah, woman just looks like she's pissed, but I know she's happy, I guess, maybe.
That's how she looks. That's her default face.
Yeah.
She has that resting bitch face thing, It's just...
Was it?
I keep wondering, like, what's going to happen with her, because it's like, you can't keep pointing her out, and then nothing happens. Like, something's going to happen with her eventually.
Yeah, it kind of like, they kept on pointing out woman, and then they were just like, but Miss Elizabeth. And then, like, I don't know if it's this time or on Nitro, but they do this weird thing where, like, woman and the other girls are, like, waving Elizabeth out, essentially, which was weird. I don't know why.
Why do they keep doing this? How come they keep coming out with, like, women? Because they do it on Nitro, too.
Well, that's a secret weapon, dude. Jack.
Jack. No, that's when he's Hollywood Hogan. He says Jack.
Yeah.
He replaces brother with Jack.
All right, play by play for this match.
I like how Bruce Buffer reminded everybody that the Giant defied death at Halloween Havoc. That's literally what he said.
Yep.
I was like, that good. I like his intros. He always does a good job putting everybody over. Like even more. Just get a little bit extra in.
Good call outs.
I thought something was going to happen with Woman here because they pointed it out. I'm like, is Woman going to like help them win? Is she going to like fuck them over or something? Because everybody knows she's a heel.
Mm.
So it's just weird to, like for them to pretend there's nothing wrong with her and it's totally fine for her to be there. It's just weird to me. But Flair and Savage start things off, and Flair hits a flurry in the corner, and Savage shoots him off in the opposite corner, hits a backdrop clothesline. Flair gets thrown into another corner, and he does his turnbuckle spot, where he does the flip.
Mm.
And then he runs to Hogan and he eats a big boot, which that was pretty funny. Savage is working Flair over for the most part. Then he tags the Giant in, and then the match slows down at this point. Giant gets heat on Hogan, and it's just him, like, you can still kind of tell it seems like he doesn't really know what to do in matches. Because he's hitting offense on Hogan, and then, like, it's like he has to stop to think about what to do next or something. And then sometimes you can even see Hogan a little bit, like, giving him some kind of instruction, Like, there was a spot where he had him in a headlock or something, and he, like, fell awkwardly because I think there was, like, a miscommunication. And then Hogan said something, and then the Giant walked around him in a circle taunting. And he just he did all that and dropped an elbow. So I was like, okay. This heat segment ends when Hogan body slams the Giant, which was cool.
It was
and
cool. But I was waiting for either Bobby Heenan to be like, "Oh my God, Hogan just fucking slammed Andre the Giant's son." I was waiting for that call.
They're dialing that back now. I know. See, they're not calling attention to that anymore. I think. He can't tag Savage though because he tore all the muscles in his back, brother, for real this time probably. And Flair comes in to cut him off. Flair does a delayed suplex and Hogan no-sells it. And I'm like, oh, shit. He starts punching him, rakes his eyes. And I like this because Flair no-sold him back. Flair no-sold an eye rake and poked Hulk in the eye, and he sold it.
I liked it.
It was funny. The match is breaking down, though, at this point. Jimmy Hart's, like, distracting the referee, and then the Giant's pulling Hogan out on the floor, and they're fighting out there. Then Hogan gets back in the ring and throws Flair off the top rope, like he was going to do something on the top rope. And then he finally tags Savage in. Macho Man hits some jabs, body slam, he hits the top rope elbow, and then there's chaos at ringside again with Hogan and the Giant, and they keep fighting. Flair's dead, though. He got hit with fucking elbow drop, but he's not pinning him. The cameraman, though, gets a shot of Flair laying there dead, but he has, like, an object on him. Savage goes to fight Flair again. Like, he picks him up, like he knows he's not going to pin him now because he's been too long.
Yep.
And then Flair punches him and then, like, flops over the other side, and you don't see the object anymore, and he gets the 3. So Flair beat him.
He's the dirtiest player of the game.
Yeah, he cheated good. Nobody saw it. Except the people at home saw it.
Yep. What do you think of this match?
Well, Kevin Green saw it too, but yeah, I'll get to that in a sec. I gave it a 6.1. It was fairly entertaining, for what it was, even though the Giant was, like, slow and everything.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10. I actually saw that Hulk Hogan was trying to help, and it just didn't help.
Yeah, like you could tell. Well, he's bad enough off. He's green enough that he needs extra help. So Hogan's not Cena or anything, where he's straight up shouting spots in the ring. But you could tell, like, Hogan was like, "Do this, brother. Walk around and yell."
But yeah. Um, did anything? That's all the notes I had. Was there anything after that?
It wasn't Afterbirth. Pillman and Zodiac come out,
Yeah,
and then Kevin.
I remember
Yeah,
that. I was like, why?
because it's too late now, but whatever. I mean, well, I don't know why. Yeah, they won. I guess they just want to beat him up. I don't fucking know. But yeah, Kevin Green is trying to tell Hogan what happened. He's like, he had a thing and he punched him with it. And like this is going on while they're charging the ring. And then Hogan's like, "Watch out, brother!" Like he says, "Watch out, brother!" And then like he gets out of the way, and then they get in the ring. And then Hogan's like, they're trying to beat up Hogan, but it just fails. And then like Kevin Green gets in and helps them throw the heels out, and they help Macho Man, who got knocked out with an object.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the end of the show, basically.
Yeah, and then it would kind of a fart a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they could have jazzed this up more, like off the top of my head, because in my opinion, you got to talk about rebooking everything, really. Like, you have to talk about killing a bunch of these storylines that they've been running for too long and other stuff. I hated the wedding angle. There was just a couple funny moments of it, but whatever. I don't dislike it as much as the Hogan's injured brother thing.
Yeah.
It's still not good. If they want to do this thing where there's a running angle through the show, they have to come up with more compelling fucking TV than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they do later with like the NWO, or like, what's Steve Austin gonna do? Vince had him arrested.
See, what I would have done with the whole like Kevin Sullivan and like the Disco Inferno, where Kevin Sullivan gets so pissed off that he goes to the wedding to beat up Disco Inferno.
That might have been funny, but like I don't. It would have felt weird too, because all of a sudden he's sucked into that too.
I'm trying to like because like they could have done with the whole Elvis impersonator thing, where I was just like annoyed of that. Why it's so stupid that they set it up that way.
They
But
should have cut the amount of wedding segments in half, had Medusa appear earlier, and ended it. And give all the matches more time.
yeah.
Pillman got a lot of TV time though on this, which was cool.
Yep.
And the match was but the promo was good.
I like the promos and the segments more than the matches. There was a couple of matches like the Alex Wright and Brian Pillman, even though it was weird, I thought it was interesting. What do you call it?
Yeah, an infamous moment came out of that match that people still talk about.
Yeah, Sting and Luger versus the Blue Bloods, which I think was the best of the night.
Yeah, that was the best match.
But other than that, like every other match, we were like, we wish we had longer, and it kind of felt like they cut it because of the wedding segment, or the Mega Powers have to do their segments as well.
The Mega Powers are back, brother.
Yeah. But I'm gonna give this a strong 5.9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I don't think it was good, but I think it was like okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about this show, but it just seemed like there was like a barrier or like a threshold for these matches to get in terms of quality, and they never quite got past that for some reason.
Yeah,
and I don't know why, because they had an hour and a half. Like they could do so much more time. Like with that time, they could do so much more than usual, and it's like they kind of squander it really. I've talked about this before, because they don't do as much of these Clash of the Champions shows anymore, like how they used to. I mean, not that they did like 10 a year or anything. I think that it used to be like maybe 3 or 4. Now it's like they do 2. They're such a far cry from how they used to be like years ago. In my opinion, Nitro's better than this now. One is shorter, and 2, I don't know. It just feels like there's more urgency in what's happening.
Feels like the storyline is like intact on Nitro compared to Clash of Champions, where we sort of like everything was unfolding everywhere.
you just think with all this extra time they get, they'd be trying to build more and load this card better. Like they know this is coming and they're going to get a free TV special. Why don't they do more?
I don't know.
It's just weird. I gave it a 5.6 out of 10.
Okay,
I think I liked it a little less than you, even though I
Yeah.
rated some of the matches higher than you.
Yep. I think I just like the segments a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like some of them too, but yeah, I'm openly admitting I didn't like the wedding shit.
Mm-hmm.
This got a really high TV rating though, which surprises me. It got a 4.5.
Jesus.
And this is like not that good of a show, you know. You could make that argument, really.
Yep.
Like I don't know, they're coming off of a string of. We've reviewed a few of these, and none of them are really that good compared to like how they used to be. You know, the first one had Flair and Sting in the main event, and it got the highest rating that TV special ever got. It got like a 5.9 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like people still talk about that match, that Sting Flair match.
Yeah, I just think maybe I don't know. Do you think like maybe when people watch that, like, because they didn't have social media back then, like, did they go like, "Wow, this shit sucks," but maybe next week would be better? You think that's a mentality?
I think so. And like, because what else could you do? I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't this forum necessarily where you could like go online and complain. Like some people were doing that, I think, a little bit, but there wasn't that. And yeah, you don't have the ability to just be like, "Oh, I'll watch it later." You can if you set up a VCR to record it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Or
a
you
lot of
got,
people did that though.
or you wait until the VHS came out.
Yeah, well, and then like for some of these things, like I don't think they had VHSs for Clash of Champions or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they could have. But
I don't know.
let's talk about Nitro.
Nitro time, January 29th, 1996. We're in Canton, Ohio. And we have Uncle Eric and Bobby Heenan and Mongo and Pepe the dog on commentating. And
Pepe's Dracula.
yeah, and he's Dracula, which is fucking funny. And holy shit, like Nitro is kind of like Raw, where we have this like main event type of match, Hogan versus Flair. Yeah.
They open with like the big guns right now. It's like okay. They talk about Savage and the Giant are gonna have that's the other main event later for the world title, and then Sherry and Medusa is supposed to be a match, so they answered the question.
Asterisk. Supposed to.
Something funny happens.
Yeah.
So Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan with Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
You do the all the women entrance again. And I don't have a lot to say about this because there's been several Hogan Flair matches now at this point. And they have a decent match. You know, for what it is.
Yeah, it's a very, I won't say mediocre, but just an okay match. Where I was like, oh wow, Hogan can actually have a wrestling match, but it ain't that special. You know what I mean?
I think he likes working with Flair because if you notice, he sells more for him.
Yep.
And they do more fun spots together. They have pretty good interplay, I think. I wish I could have seen Hogan and Flair have this match 10 years before.
Yeah, Hogan actually does psychology in this match, which was fucking weird to me.
He knows how to do psychology.
Yeah.
There's different kinds of psychology. He figured out, brother, he said this in an interview one time. It was like when he was in WWE, like his last run there in 2002 and shit. He told a guy from like the magazine, he's like, listen, I respect Eddie Guerrero and you know, Chris Benoit and all those guys that can do all those cool moves. That stuff's great. And they get big reactions, and that's great. But at the same time, I can just put my hand in my ear and I get just as big a reaction, if not bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I have to do Havoc-Karanas and stuff? And I'm like, you can't really argue with that logic. You just can't. is just different. But Jimmy Hart got to do some heel manager stuff, which was fun. I like it when he interferes. And I like my favorite thing he does now is when he does the little kicks to a guy. When he gets a guy down, he does those little shitty kicks to him.
I wrote this down. Bischoff notes that Jimmy is like a mean little kid who taunts the gorilla at the zoo.
I mean, I guess. He's certainly not Vince McMahon sometimes on commentary, but he can think of some good thing to say usually.
Mm.
The finish is Hogan hits the leg drop, and then Arn Anderson ran in to try to interfere, but Hogan punched him out. And then Arn ended up out in the floor. And then Jimmy Hart came from behind Elizabeth and grabbed her, and Arn and Jimmy Hart are assaulting her. And they stole one of her shoes, Arn did, and he slipped it to Flair, who's just laying there. Flair kicks...
Because he knows Flair's going to sniff her fucking shoe because he's a weird fuck.
But unlike Savage, Hogan was not smart enough to pick Flair up. Instead, he covered him anyway. And Flair kicked out. He jabs Hogan in the eye with the shoe, and he pins him for 3. Flair beat Hogan.
I liked it. I
Good
digged
finish.
It. Yep. I gave it a 6.2.
I gave it a 6.5.
Oh, nice.
We're there. We're in the range.
Yep.
It was entertaining.
I actually wrote, like, wow, Hogan actually had a decent match. And I'm not, like, fucking dogging on him. I get it. He had good matches back then. But, like, during this time, he's very stale. And this was, like, a weird match to see him actually work and also lose. And I was like, that's fucking cool. I liked it.
He's had a really long streak of, like, not having a match better than average at best.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was pretty good.
Yep. Not amazing, but good.
Also, he's out there bleeding on the floor, brother. Because Macho Man Elizabeth, they show him trying to help him, and he's like, looks like his eyebrows bleeding or something.
They got him, brother. Calls wife and kids. He's done. The Faces of Fear versus the Road Warriors.
See, on one hand, I'm like, fuck, let's go.
Yeah.
This is the kind of match I talk about sometimes when I'm like, I talk about Meng and Barbarian as a team, and why I like watching them is just because they beat the shit out of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks fun. Maybe it's not fun for those guys, but it looks fun to me. And then they have their opposite is like the same kind of guys. Really, you can argue.
It was a bad matchup. It was a bad matchup, in my opinion. This should have been a squash with jobbers.
I was gonna say, see, on one hand, I'm like, this is awesome, but on the other hand, I'm like, they booked this match too soon. Because It's like, why are you putting these two teams against each other like right now when the Road Warriors first come back? Like, this is like, I don't know what happens to them. They don't stay there long, obviously, because they end up in WWF like in a year or so. But, like, wouldn't they win the titles and then you have them face Meng and Barbarian? Because they're like, this is a huge team that beats the shit out of guys too. Who's going to win? You don't know. They did it right now.
Here's what I wrote. As a Road Warriors no-selling Meng offense moves really annoyed me. And I wondered, and I thought about this, I was like, is it because of I heard all the stories where Meng Haku had these badass stories of like fucking people up, and then me seeing the Road Warriors just fucking like not pounce on them, but just like win and no sell not most of Meng's fucking offense moves, and I was just like, I'm with you. This should have been like this is where they end up and do a number one contender to face Luger and Sting, essentially.
I mean, Hawk was the one that kind of no-sold the moves.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about that was that's because he stayed outside most of the time. So I don't really have that much of an issue with it because he was fresh when he came in.
Yeah.
And they spit a lot of the match beating Animal up. So that was kind of interesting because usually Animal was the cleanup guy in Road Warriors,
Yeah.
and it was like the opposite this time. So I was like, oh, okay.
And they tried to
Um,
set up the fucking Doomsday device like 1,000 times, and that seemed a little bit weird as well.
yeah, it just didn't happen.
Mm,
It's kind of a dangerous move a little bit, so I don't know. Maybe they were
yeah.
scared to take it, but
Maybe Mang was like, fuck this shit. I don't want to do it.
he's a big guy. If he lands wrong on top of his head, his neck's broke.
Yep.
Same for Barbarian. I mean, they're similarly sized guys, really.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought this match was pretty good. It's just they gave it away on TV for free, and I don't. I would have made this match later, but that's getting an armchair booker shit.
And that's kind of foreshadowing what WCW is going to be, where they kind of just give you free shit on fucking Nitro when it should be a pay per view.
Or they could have set up like Ming and Barbarian against Sting and Luger right now. Like an actual heel team that's like, these guys beat the hell out of everybody. Can Sting and Luger beat them? They got beat by the Road Warriors.
And they could have done a segment where Sting and Luger are like watching the match, and like Luger was like kind of taunting the Road Warriors, and Sting is like, "What the fuck are you doing, brother?"
I mean, like actually standing out there at the ramp?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like backstage they'd be looking at a TV like a really awkward
no.
angle, like Vince McMahon style.
Or go with Tony and Schiavone, not Tony and Schiavone, Eric, Mongo, and Bobby, where they're like at the commentating table, like discussing shit, and like Luger's like, "Haha, fucker," or I don't know, like get owned, and Sting is like,
I could beat
"Brother,
these guys. I could put all four of these guys in a torture rack." He'd probably be saying some kind of shit like that.
I could put Hawk and Animal in a torture rack at the same time."
It sounds like I like this match better. I'm gonna tip my hand and give it a 6.6 because
you're way high. I'm a 5.5.
See, I explained myself. It's just I marked out, and then it was Road Warriors, and then they had the kind of match I thought they would have. It's just it was shorter than I wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, like they were power bombing each other and crap. This is great.
Kevin Sullivan comes out and rants and raves about the Horsemen, which brings out Arn Anderson and Pillman. Arn promises some tough love and takes off his belt to go fucking smack Arn Anderson. Not Arn, Brian Pillman. And Sullivan and Hugh Morrison take the opportunity to attack Arn, and Pillman's kind of like being a coward.
Yeah, he's like hiding while they're beating him up. Yeah.
Yeah. Which Arn Anderson doesn't see, and I kind of like that they're doing that. They're kind of like milking it a little bit, which I enjoy. Where like Brian Pillman goes, "I'm gonna make you proud, brother." He didn't say brother, but like, "I'll make sure that I fix this problem."
Yeah, he's like, "I got us in this mess. I'm gonna make sure we get out of it."
Yeah,
is basically what he said.
And I was like, I like that segment. It was short and simple. I still think Kevin Sullivan, this Dungeon of Doom stuff needs to die. It clearly needs to go away.
That was the most dad action ever. Like Arn Anderson is just this wrestler that looks like he'd be your dad.
Yep.
And then he takes off his belt like he's gonna whip somebody, and I'm just like, what the? If somebody's told AI generate a wrestler that looks like it'd be somebody's dad, it would be Arn Anderson.
Well, what I enjoy about that is Arn Anderson gets his ass kicked, but instead of being like, "Fuck you, Kevin Sullivan," he's like, "Here in the Four Horsemen, we take care of our own. When someone's out of line, we put him into place." So he's kind of like still being like, "I need to beat the shit out of Pillman because of what he done, but fuck you, Kevin Sullivan," essentially.
Yeah, because they're supposed to have an agreement. And he kept breaking it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. He demands a match though with Sullivan and his stooge, which is humorous.
Oh, I like what Arn Anderson says. He's like, "I don't ask for a lot, but this time it's gonna happen." He like tells the board because he's like, "I know the WCW board is here today. We're gonna make this happen. That's all I want."
Doesn't seem too unreasonable.
Oh yeah, I digged it. Every time I see Arn Anderson being pissed off, whether it be at a gas station or a ring, I'm fine with that. But what
This is
I'm
my
not
favorite part of this was the favorite part of my whole show right here for me.
what Medusa and Cherry.
The before the match. So like
Oh
Gene's,
yeah,
we
yeah,
come
yeah.
back from a break and Gene's in there with Sherry Martel and he's like trying to ask her about what happened at the wedding. And then he sees Medusa climbing the turnbuckle and like Sherry's back's to her so she doesn't see her. And then Gene's like, forget it. He just walks away. And just Medusa just missile drop kicks Sherry and then the bell rings.
Yeah.
He just
But
said,
after that
"Fucking
funny
what?"
moment, I got bored.
Yeah, I mean, did I rate that? I guess I did rate it. So I don't know why. I'm gonna give it no rating. So
Yeah, I gave it a no rating as well because like this is what I wrote. When Luna Vachon and Sherry were fighting, they were taking clothes off. This match, there was no clothes taken off, and it was boring. That's what I wrote.
so
I
you
know
need
that might
clothes
be.
to be taken off for it to be interesting.
Uh, I know Medusa and Sherry can wrestle, but like what they did in the ring was so terrible. Like I didn't feel like it was a brawl. I just felt like, oh my god, cat fight. Like I thought of Jerry King Lawler. I was like, that's all I
It
thought about.
was kind of a cat fight, but there was a little bit of wrestling sprinkled in there.
Oh yeah,
Because
Sherry did it like a top rope thing, which is hilarious.
so like Sherry started working Medusa's leg. She was doing the wrap your leg around the post thing. Medusa suplex Sherry out on the floor. That was cool. They get back in the ring, and then
Hmm.
Medusa just starts kicking the shit out of her. And they mix it up a little bit more. And then, yeah, Sherry goes to the top rope to do something. But
Hmm.
Medusa catches her, throws her off. But Sherry hangs on, rolls Medusa up in a small package for 3. That's the match, really.
So I read some gossip about this. Apparently, Sherry didn't want to job to Medusa, essentially.
Why?
So I don't know. They didn't give a reason, but Medusa knocked her out with a suplex of sorts. And
Yeah, the best part was what happened after the match was over.
yeah,
Yeah, Medusa like German suplex Sherry, and she had a rough landing. It's like she almost folded up, literally.
yeah, she was like a fruit roll up.
And then she just beat the living hell out of her until the
Yep.
referees got her off because she was like punching her and like grabbing her by her head, slamming her head to the mat. And I was like, damn, okay.
Oh
So I
man.
guess it was more of an angle, we'll call it.
Yep. Main event time. Randy Savage versus the Giant.
Okay. This is for the title, too, the world title.
Yep.
Then the bunch of women come out for Savage again. There's no Macho Man, though. And then Giant's like, I guess he was distracted by all the women because a wild Macho Man appears and attacks him from behind with the belt. And he does it like 2 or 3 times, and then the referee calls for the bell to be rang, and then he takes the belt away from him for some reason. And the match was thrown out because of a disqualification. So the match doesn't happen.
But there was a beatdown with Ric Flair on Macho Man, and then out of nowhere, a bandaged, bloodied Hulk Hogan comes out with a chair and just. I will admit, he was a little bit stronger on the chair shots in this
I
one.
think because Giant, he knows he can hit him with the chair and it won't hurt him too bad.
Yeah.
Also, they did a good job with his bandages. He looked fucked up. Like they
Yeah,
made
he
sure to
looked
make it
really
look
fucked up.
like his eyeball's about to pop out of his head, but you can't see it.
Yep.
Yeah, he comes in, he hits the Giant with some pretty good chair shots actually for
Hmm.
Hogan, and then Flair, and let's see, yeah. Then the whole Dungeon of Doom tries to stop Hogan, and that's when he does the shitty chair shots.
Hmm.
He's hitting all them. Then Liz and Hogan check on Macho Man, and then Flair is like he wandered away from all this. He basically got out of there. He went over to the commentary desk, and he's just causing like a bunch of chaos. he's he's like threatening to fight Pepe and all this other stuff. And he just has a Flair freak out, which what I call them Flair freakouts because it's what happens when Flair he gets pushed too far, and it just seems like he goes off the rails and he starts shouting and he looks crazy. And then later on, he does a thing where he starts taking his clothes off and elbow dropping the mat and all that stuff.
Yeah, he does the whole like he stands up straight and he like puts his hands out like Frankenstein, and he like screams into the microphone. But yeah, my favorite part was him yelling at Pepe. And I gotta admit, like, either Pepe's a really trained dog or they drugged the shit out of him during those events because
I think Pepe's just one of those dogs that just doesn't care.
yeah, Ric Flair was screaming at him and like the tongue was out and everything. He just didn't give a shit.
He just looked at him.
Yeah. I think at a point Ric Flair was yelling at the dog, didn't see a reaction, and said, "Holy shit, the dog is no selling me."
Mongo was like trying to get him to get him. It was funny. He's like, "Get him." Flair's like rambling, ranting.
Dude, I love that.
I couldn't write it down because it was just so insane. But I got 2 cages for the world title. Woo! he's taking the headset off and putting it back on and taking it off again. Bobby's like, calm down, Rick. He's like trying to get him to calm down. It's not working.
Like Mongo and Eric Bischoff leave, and like Bobby Heenan is telling Ric Flair to sit down, and like Ric Flair is still shooting a promo while he's sitting down.
Yeah, Bischoff just laughs. Like Bischoff and Mongo leave. That's how the show ends, though. Is him hyping Super Brawl, I guess.
I think that kind of saved the show for me.
The end of the show?
Yeah. Because everything else was kind of like okay. Because like we had the okay Hogan and Ric Flair match. That's and then decent. Then the Road Warriors. You liked it more than me, but like in my opinion, I was just like, I wish like they had, I don't know, jobbers or something like that. Or maybe like not. I actually would have digged the whole like they were about to fight and they're like chaos happened and then nothing happened and there was no match, but it did show like they're both big heavyweight people of a team, and they showed off moves. Like I would have been okay with that instead of actually having a match. I'm still liking the Pillman angle, even though it's kind of like weird seeing him unhinged and all that stuff. The Medusa and Sherry, I was joking about not seeing boobies, but at the same time, I was just like, it's so mid to me. But I did like fucking Medusa, like, fuck this German suplex. I hope you fucking die, essentially. Like,
she's like, all right, you don't want a job to me. You're gonna do a job to me here.
Yep. And I kind of like that they, oh, remember like when you brought up about like they were trying to prove to Dave Meltzer that Randy Savage was okay? Yeah. I feel like they're doing it now to kind of like poke fun at Dave Meltzer. They're like, no one could do that. He could carry a championship and look at Macho Man, essentially. I feel like that was like poking fun at Dave Meltzer a little bit.
Yeah, it's silly. Everybody should just ignore him.
or maybe like rest him so he gets healthy and then push him. But
especially nowadays, people should ignore him.
Yeah. But overall, like that ending with Ric Flair freaking the fuck out kind of bumped it up a little bit for me. I was at a 5.4. This bumped it up to a 5.9. Ric Flair.
He was the MVP of the show to me. He had the best match with Hogan. And then he had this freak out at the end, the whole angle and everything. And by the way, it was funny watching him and the Giant beat up Savage.
Mm.
He was like telling the Giant what to do. He's like, he's choking the Giant like he's telling him, "This, I want you to choke slam, do the choke slam thing." All this other stuff. They're kind of funny as a team. I don't know why, but I gave the show a 6.5 because I liked one match a lot more than you did.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think I'm going to give it a 6.4 because I had to change it a little bit because I scored a match, and that was the Sherry Medusa match. And looking back on it, I was like, why did I score that? So I'm going to bump it down if I was 6.4.
Yeah.
They got a 2.8 rating though, that's pretty good for them right now.
It's pretty good, but from a 4 point something to a 2 point something, it's kind of weird to me.
I think it's because that show was unopposed on TV. Because there's no
Makes sense.
WWF doesn't have a wrestling show on Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like the audience is split. So it's like if you take the ratings and put them together, all the wrestling fans is like, well, "What are we gonna watch?" Well, there's Clash Champions, so they all watch it.
Yeah, and if you think about it, and it goes for today as well, there's no tribalism in wrestling. Only the fucking gay fanboys are doing that type of shit. Even though I like pick on AEW, I still want more good wrestling. I don't
Yeah, I wish
want
they
just
would be good.
yeah.
I don't want them to go out of business. I wish they would be good more.
And I think that's what happened in the 90s and early 2000s. They were just like, "Oh shit, Raw is not on. Let me go see what's going on in Nitro. Oh, that's pretty rad."
So that's what we did. We flipped
Yeah.
channels. I mean, there were people that were really like, "Oh, fuck WWF, fuck WCW, or whatever," but most everybody was channel flipping, and they were
Mhm.
watching both shows somehow. You had people recording both shows or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, to be honest with you, like I was a WCW guy until Steve Austin broke out. Like literally after the Bret Hart and Stone Cold match, when I was like, "Oh, holy fuck, this guy's fucking cool." That's when I
yeah,
like kind of flipped. I was like, "Oh shit, WWF is gonna win." Like with Stone Cold and Rock and Undertaker and Mankind and all that stuff. I was like, "Holy fuck." But I was always WCW, and I was always flipping the channel. Like when Hulk Hogan, essentially when he turns heel later on in '96, like I was like, "This is peak wrestling," in my opinion, was during this time.
yeah. For a lot of people around our age, that's what they'll say.
Hmm. But we move on to Raw, which is January 29th, same day, 1996. We are in Stockton, California. Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler are our host. Um, and I kind of feel like after seeing Nitro having Hogan and Flair and Macho and Giant like closing it out, that like Raw was kind of competing in that type of format because we get British Bulldog and Diesel, and then fucking Yokozuna and Shawn Michaels at the end. I was like, that's fucking cool. That's a good matchup. Uh,
Well, it might have just been luck because they're still taping around this time.
oh yeah, true, true.
So they tape Raws in batches. Like they'd tape 2 or 3 episodes at a building or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, the intro was funny because Vince did a Vinceism when he was hyping the show up.
Yeah.
Diesel and British Bulldog, and then he says the incredulous Shawn Michaels against Yokozuna. I'm like, why? Why did you say he was incredulous? Do you not know what that word means?
Oh, he jizzes later. Like he fucking full on jizzes for Shawn Michaels later.
I think Vince doesn't know what incredulous means.
I don't think so either.
It's kind of funny.
Mm.
But yeah, we roll right into the opening match, which is Bulldog with Jim Cornette versus Diesel. And then, like we talked about last time we recorded, they pitched us this match. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to see this again.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's better this time.
Yep.
It was, in a way, it was better, but not for the reasons you would think. Because it started out decent when Diesel was on offense.
Mm-hmm.
He was hitting big moves, and his fans like, did they learn their lesson? Does it seem like because it seems like they're working more of a power match now?
Yep.
Which is what I swear to God, it's what they should do. But then what I was afraid of would happen happened when Bulldog got control. He slowed the match down and was working the leg again. I'm like,
Yep.
no, just don't do this. And Yokozuna came out to interfere and help Bulldog and shit. There was commercial breaks. That was something that helped this. It made it more palatable.
Yeah, because I think if it would have kept on running, it would have showed its cracks. So the like commercials helped it, but is that like a good thing?
In this case, it is a good thing because you know what the live crowd was probably watching. They was probably watching Bulldog have Diesel in like a fucking leg lock for like 4 minutes or something.
He's the Randy Orton of the time.
Yeah, in certain situations he is.
Mm.
Bulldog undid the turnbuckle pad he was going to hit Diesel with the exposed ring there, but that backfired because Diesel hit a snake eyes on it with Bulldog. And then Yoko tried to help Bulldog when he was getting pinned. Like he was going to drop the leg drop of death on him, but Diesel got out of the way and he killed Davey Boy instead.
Dude, I wrote down, I was like, holy shit, Yoko's fucking slowing down. Those fucking KFC chicken bowls must be fucking getting to him.
God damn. Did you ever watch a Undertaker's podcast before they like ruined it?
I watch it bits and pieces.
Did you hear about one of the weird foods he liked to eat, Yokozuna? He talked about it one time.
Oh no, what was it?
It was turkey tails, fried turkey tails. It's apparently the tail of the turkey is like got a lot of fat on it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're fried fat, and then he dipped it in mayonnaise and ate it.
Ugh.
Like, God, that's jeez. No wonder he looks the way he does.
You know what Yokozuna reminds me? Even though it's like, have you ever seen the movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves during the football team with Gene Hackman?
I haven't seen that movie now.
Oh, good. Then I can't make this reference. But I'll mention it. There's like this big fat. So The Replacements is there's a lockout happening where all the professionals are protesting for a better contract and stuff. So they get these replacements, the Rat Squad essentially, where they come in and they take over. So Keanu Reeves is like an old college star, and they hired a sumo wrestler from Japan to be like the center offense line to protect Keanu Reeves and stuff. And he just like shoves like mayonnaise, hard boiled eggs to his mouth, and he's like, "They're good protein." And I always think of Yokozuna. That's that guy from The Replacements, where he's just shoving like weird shit into his mouth.
Eating turkey tails dipped in mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I don't know why Vince booked this match again after he had like the shit fit about it before.
This must have been a Kevin Nash thing. Be like, let me have another shot, essentially.
He probably just booked it. He was like, you guys better do good this time. You're not fuck this up.
So
which I guess it was better.
It went from bad to average.
This was like, okay, yeah. Like I gave it like a 5.6 because the commercial break helped. I liked when Diesel was on offense more.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Yokozuna kill a Bulldog was funny.
I gave it a 5.3 out of 10. It was very average at best. I'm going to let you handle this because I'm starting to get sick and tired of the whole fucking Ted Turner shit.
The Turner thing? Well, get Slam Jam with Doc Hendricks before that.
Oh, yeah.
And he hypes up the cage match with Brett and Diesel for the world title at the next In Your House. And we get comments from Brett, and he reminds Diesel that he's never lost a cage match before, which is kind of interesting.
And he had a black eye, which was rad.
He got a shiner, yeah. He talks about how he used to have respect for Diesel, but he doesn't anymore. And he calls Diesel a big dummy and tells him to bring it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like, holy shit, Brett. Fucking going from PG to rated R. What's happening?
He's getting catty now.
Yep.
And then we're getting Shawn Michaels versus Owen, of course. They made that match on the last Raw for the title opportunity. Shawn won at Royal Rumble. And then we get 1, 2, 3 Kid versus Razor Ramon in a crybaby match.
Loser gets a fucking big baby bottle and a fucking diaper.
Yes, wear a diaper.
Yeah.
I said this is very Southern wrestling. That's a stipulation from fucking down there.
And this is very Vince being like, you're, because there has to be like contract talks at this time where possibly Scott Hall, is not giving Vince a straight answer probably on his contract. And they're like, fine, pal, I'm gonna put you in a fucking diaper, pal, before you leave.
I think Kid loses this match if I remember right.
Oh, really? Okay, I'm surprised then.
I'm pretty sure he loses it. We're also getting Duke the pedophile Drose versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yep.
So that should be something, I guess. Now we're getting to the billionaire Ted thing, and they make sure to tell us. Apparently, Turner Broadcasting is trying to sue them over those segments, which I believe. I'm pretty sure that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they even show like a scan of like the fucking papers they were sent to show you that, hey, this is legitimate. Uh, and then they went ahead and did another segment anyway. And it's just Ted is at a press conference refusing to answer questions. It's kind of like the more honest version of Tony Khan, I guess, where people ask him questions and he goes, oh, that's a great question. Then he just babbles a bunch and doesn't actually say anything.
Yep.
Instead of just saying, no, I'm not going to answer that question. That's what you should do.
Yep.
At least be honest. But, you know, in this dumb segment, one of the people who asked him a question made me think about something that they said, which was, since you own TV networks, couldn't you have put Nitro on a different day or time? Don't you think the fans would have preferred that? And then, like, everything stopped for like 2 minutes, and I thought about that. And I was like, how different would everything be if Nitro was on a different day or time?
I don't think it would be that big, in my opinion. I think they would still be WCW fans, but I think WCW poking fun at WWF and competing with them made New York crowds or people in the Northeast to look at WCW, essentially. Because
And
I didn't know about WCW until literally like before Hogan turned heel. Because I was like, holy shit, Hulk Hogan's in WCW? Why? Like, I don't know what this company's about. And this is me as a kid, by the way.
yeah,
And I was just like, let me go take a look at that. And I was like, oh, this is like WWF, but different, essentially. It was like a different flavor. Uh, so I think if they would have done a different time, it would essentially be like, I guess, AEW, essentially, where it's still going to be the secondary, but the second biggest federation, essentially.
maybe because it's like at the same time, they still have all this money they can throw around. It's just that they're not directly competing in a time slot against each other on the same day.
Mm,
So it in that way maybe it could have ended up more like these off days where wrestling companies are like comparing their results, but it's not as direct competition as much.
yeah.
Maybe WCW could have lasted longer because they're not focusing so much on we got to beat them in the ratings no matter what. We got to do whatever we can.
Yep.
Doing crash TV because they think they have to and stuff. I don't know, because then at the same time, well, if Vince never got his back cornered, got into a corner or something when he had pushed as hard as he did.
Yeah. If you think about it, like they were kind of drowning where people were getting bored of the whole like gimmick job thing.
Yeah,
Where maybe Vince would have been too stubborn to be like, pal, this is cool shit, brother. I don't have any competition. Fuck you guys. You're still gonna get like these job gimmicks and stuff. And maybe it just never blew up to the Attitude Era at all. And
because we saw a result of this, of what I'm talking about right now. We reviewed the Clash of Champions, and the rating was like way higher than normal. It was 4.5.
mm,
So I think I'm right about what I said. I think it's just most of the fans tuned into that one show because there's nothing else to compete with it.
probably, yeah.
So they're just like, let's watch this. Uh, Also, they made fun of the Hulkster, saying he had a clause in his contract that he couldn't lose, and he lost tonight to Ric Flair in the opening match. Which is, yeah, it wasn't a clean win, but he lost. He still lost.
mm,
Heels got to cheat to win. And that was the whole billionaire Ted thing, basically. But, up next is Body Dons with Sonny versus the Godwins, plural, with Hillbilly Jim.
yeah. And is this the infamous moment where they like fucked with the slop for Sonny?
No, that came later because Phineas just got here.
Okay.
Phineas I. Godwin, a.k.a. Pig. We got Hog and Pig. They're finally together.
Yeah.
And this is, for anybody that doesn't recognize that name, that's Midian. And if you don't recognize Midian, if you've been paying attention before or you're more familiar with WCW, that's Shanghai Pierce. It's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were a team in WCW before. It was Shanghai Pierce and who's the other guy? I can't remember his name.
Dick Slater.
No. God damn
Uh,
it.
fucking. Oh my god.
Tex Slazenger and
Yeah, there you
Shanghai
go.
Pierce. So Slazenger is Midian. Okay, I got him backwards. Shanghai Pierce is fucking Henry Godwin.
Okay.
Because he was always wore the mask, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And he was the bigger guy. So but yeah, this was short and sweet. There's not much talk about here. Sonny tried to flirt with Hillbilly Jim and cause distractions, but it didn't work.
The body diamonds just keep on losing.
They jobbed. Phineas hit a slop drop, which is a reverse DDT, and he got the pin.
Mm-hmm.
Showcase. It wasn't really a squash because they did get offense first. It's just they fucked up and lost.
Yeah, I don't know. I wrote a squash. I wrote a showcase, I guess. Whatever.
It's whatever. Semantics.
Mm-hmm. So Vince is in the ring, and he announces Roddy Piper. I'm like, holy shit! What the fuck? What year is it? And Roddy Piper comes out, and he's the interim president because Gorilla got fucking owned by Vader.
Yeah.
Where Roddy Piper talked. He did like a president campaign thing, and I was like, I could vote for him if I wanted to. That's all I wrote. I was like, it's just a Piper fucking promo, and I
He
dig
didn't
it.
really have anything to say, or he didn't have anything to chew on. Really, he's just there to be like, I'm the president, and he's kind of fucking with Vince a little bit. And he's like, I got a list of rules here. He takes it out of his little kilt, purse, bag, whatever that is on the front. I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with kilts. No disrespect, but then Vince is like, "You never followed a rule in your whole life," and he just kind of looks at him. He's like, "You know what? You're right." And he puts it away and he puts it back in there. It was kind of funny, but it's just like you didn't really have anything to say, so it just was what it was.
It's just a Vinceism. We were like, pal, I need some star power. Piper, come here.
I guess he also airplane spin Vince like 3 times.
There was a part. Did you see Vince's mouth where he's like, "What are you doing?" And he like picked him up again.
He did it again.
Yeah.
And then Vince is just like, he stops and he's like looking at the crowd. He's like, yeah. It's fucking funny. I guess he didn't expect that to happen. But before that segment, there was a couple other things that happened. We're getting Brett versus Undertaker rematch for the world title on the next Raw.
Okay,
So-
I'm good. Raw.
Yes.
Let's go see that, please.
That sounds cool, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they recapped the gorilla incident with Vader. And then we got comments from Clarence Mason, who's doing the Jackie Childs impression from Seinfeld. I swear to God.
Yep.
But basically, they're like, they punished Vader too severely for what he did, which is funny.
Well, I like that. Like, this is how Jim Cornette kind of books a situation, essentially. Like, all right, Vader did this terrible thing where he almost killed a grandpa, which I thought was funny because, like, Vince said that. He's like, a
His
grandpa.
grandfatherly figure.
Yeah. And, and, like, Jim Cornette's like, I got to get a lawyer involved in this. And that's what he did. He got the lawyer that helped out in the last situation that he was in with British Bulldog, I believe, or something along that line.
Yeah.
And he's like, this was a wrongful suspension. I was like, yes, I like that. Because I like when they put logic into that, because that's what would happen in today's. Like, if some incident happened at work, they would get, like, a union member or a lawyer to come in and be like, you wrongfully suspended or wrongfully fired my client, and he should be reinstated. And I was like, that's how you bring it back. You just don't have him show up, because if he keeps on showing up, it's like there's no law in the Federation. And I kind of like that they did that.
Yeah, I like it when there's consequences to actions, and instead of all the wrestlers can just beat up whoever they want and they can commit crimes and basically just get away with it.
Yeah, AEW.
It's like the security can just selectively decide who they're supposed to help. It just
Yeah, like when oh fuck, what was his name? My house, or what is his name? His
Swerve.
house, Swerve's house, when he burned down fucking Hangman's Page. Oh no, it was the other way around. Hangman Page burned down Swerve's fucking childhood home, and no consequences were happening. There's no like fucking police arresting him.
He got recorded on national TV committing arson, and nothing ever happened to him. Wrestling, I guess.
Yeah.
At least when Steve Austin was like breaking into people's homes and shit, he was getting arrested.
Man, Pillman, stand his ground and shot an intruder in his house. Like, if you think about it, even though a heel shot Stone Cold Steve Austin, even though Stone Cold's not a babyface, there's a man entering a building that's not supposed to be there. And Pillman was in the right, justifiable shooting. I'm just saying it.
Do you think they should have had a gimmick bandage on him, like he got shot, and then like Stone Cold took a bullet, and then like
Here's what I think. Either A, they could have done where he got shot in the shoulder and he had like an injury there,
he had like a bandage he was wearing for a couple weeks.
or he could have had like a scratch on his face and he's like, that son of a bitch grazed my face with a bullet. I'm gonna fucking kill him, essentially.
The gimmick bandage. You see, it could be like DDP, he had broken ribs for like 9 months or whatever it was.
Yeah.
This became part of his attire. If they make another DDP figure, they need to have the one with the rib tape all over.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of injury prone, did you see the Mankind promo?
Oh yeah, the first vignette for Mankind was shown. And I was like, whoa, this is happening a lot earlier than I thought it would.
Yeah, me too. Cause I was like, I thought this was later because I thought he was still in ECW.
Well, I'm guessing ECW doesn't have contracts, so he's probably able to just go over there and like that's probably how a lot of these guys are able to appear kind of cross promotionally. So he probably got that. I don't remember exactly like what he said, how it went down, like the timetable, but yeah, here it begins. I think he's going to appear pretty soon though, like next couple months or something.
Well, this is 96, so we're gonna get Hell in a Cell, that infamous one, later on in June.
2 years later.
Is it 2 years? I thought it was 96.
The Mankind Hell in a Cell match is 98.
Oh, yes, right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're thinking of you might be thinking of the Shawn Michaels match, which happens next year.
Yes, I think I'm looking forward to that as well.
But he's like, there are so many questions that go unanswered in life. Why is the sky blue? What happened to my ear? And then it zooms in on his messed up ear. He's like, why am I the way I am? Why are so many people afraid of me? He starts freaking out. He's like, I don't know. Have a nice day.
Like, I like the build up because like Mick Foley was talking about like how they came up with Mankind, because like when Mick Foley came to WWE, like, I don't know what to do with this guy, Vince, essentially, and he's like, let's put a mask on him and call him Mankind.
He wanted him to be like a Hannibal Lecter kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
I think is how he saw it. And then like Mick kind of turned it into something else a little bit over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like at first he's like, okay, I'll try to be a serial murderer as a wrestler, I guess, in a different way.
In a way, I kind of like early Mankind, where he was like wearing that brown, like Flintstone type of shirt, and he was like fighting with the Undertaker in boiler rooms and cells and shit.
The tortured soul Mankind, yeah.
Yeah, because like I dig him when he when he wins the world title and does the Rock and Sock connection, but I kind of like the whole like serious fucking crazy fuck dude in the beginning.
I have a soft spot for like the early Mankind too, because he legitimately freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah.
Because that was actually the first wrestler I was like, dude, this guy's fucking scary. Like, what the hell? He acts crazy and he's like squealing and shit. He's like pulling his own hair out. Excuse me.
But yeah, I dig this whole Mankind vignette, because from here on out, I think this is probably Mick Foley's best work, in my opinion. Especially leading up to his Magnus Opus, which is the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. I got choked up just thinking about all those memories
Yeah.
of being terrified.
But main event time, the great Yokozuna versus almost died somehow from the hands of Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels.
He's back from the dead.
Yes.
Jim Cornette's with Yokozuna, too.
Yep. And Vince McMahon jizzes as Shawn Michaels comes out. He goes, "Whoa!" I was
It's,
like, "What?"
It's all about him now.
It shows that Vince McMahon has always been stuck in the past, because like when Hulk Hogan always came out, he always like marked out and like, it's Hulk Hogan, blah, blah, and he would like pump him up essentially in a promo or interview, and he essentially did that with Shawn Michaels. He's kind of like he's doing that, and then he did it with John Cena, and he did it with Roman Reigns, essentially, where it's like he's forcing this person to be the guy.
Can't force it. The thing with Hogan was he was already blowing up. Like that was already happening.
Mm-hmm.
So then when he got a hold of him, it's just Vince had all the right things to make him blow up even more, like faster.
Yeah.
Like it was going to happen anyway. So he, in his mind, he probably thinks I made Hogan, whatever. Not really. Hogan was kind of already making himself.
If anything, he made Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, he made Shawn. He manufactured the Ultimate Warrior, really.
Yeah.
That was his first attempt. Like, I'll make Macho Man kind of made himself too. It's just he had all that craziness before, and he got on a bigger stage.
It's kind of like he thought, like, what if I had a Macho Man and a Hulk Hogan all in one character, and there it's the Ultimate Warrior.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then, Warrior didn't work out for various reasons. Shawn, though, yeah, he's the next phase of I'm going to make my superstar, and he's going to be because he didn't really make bread, I guess. Not really. It's kind of he just like, I don't know. It's like, I need somebody. You can work good, right? He's like, yeah, I'll push you, pal. And he just kind of went with it.
I wrote this down. I said, Vince notes that Shawn Michaels has never backed down from a challenge from anybody. And I said, did he forget his whole heel run?
He did. That stuff doesn't matter anymore. Shawn does this cute little yay boo spot before the match starts. I mean, the bell rings, but it's kind of funny. Like he does this thing where he like points at Yokozuna and they go boo, and then he points at himself. He's like, yeah, and they go, yeah. He does it like a couple times, and then Yokozuna gets mad. But then Shawn takes like a shoulder tackle from Yokozuna. It looks like he got hit by a fucking bus the way he bumped.
Yep.
He gets up and he uses his superior speed to outmaneuver Yokozuna. And he starts throwing some punches. And he knocks Yoko out of the ring.
Yeah, he falls out like a piece of trash.
That's all he can do.
Mm.
Cornette calls Owen out to ringside and they take him in to regroup while Shawn Michaels is like running around getting high fives from fans.
Mm-hmm.
We go to break. Come back. Yoko misses a corner splash. Shawn does an axe handle, and he does a moonsault to standing Yokozuna for 2. I like the standing moonsault. I don't know, something about that.
Yep.
Like, well, what I mean by that is the guy is standing on the ground, and he takes the moonsault instead of him laying on the ground. It just looks cooler.
It's kind of like, fuck it, he's not on the ground, I'm still going to do it anyway.
Yeah, it kind of has that element to it.
Mm-hmm.
HBK gets forced out of the ring, and then, like, Owen assaults him, and he, like, runs his back into the post, and he's just beat the hell out of him. He did that for, like, 30 seconds or something and got away with it. But he works his way back in the ring only for Yoko to put the Asiatic nerve hold on him. It's like, oh, no. Shawn breaks out. He tries to run the ropes, but he eats an elbow from Yoko, and he's down, and we go to break again. We come back, and Yokozuna misses the leg drop of death. He's like, oh! He's like holding his ass. Like, HBK goes to the top rope, and he tries to do like a splash, but Yoko rolls out of the way. I thought he was going to hit him.
I does it too, and I was like, holy shit, that fat man can roll quick.
He can move when he wants.
Yep.
Shawn gets up, throws punches, hits a running forearm, but Yoko's staggering, so he goes one more time and hits him again. Then that time he falls over. Still gets a big reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Cornette distracts the referee. Yoko gets up, and he's holding Shawn so Owen can try to hit him with like the leg lariat. But Shawn ducked out of the way and he hit Yoko instead.
Mm-hmm.
So Yoko gets up, eats Sweet Chin Music, gets pinned for 3.
Yep. From Owen Hart almost quote unquote killing and ruining Shawn Michaels' career to being this kind of like stoogey type of person that like fucks up and like takes out his teammate. Do you think he's like
did he fuck up or did Yokozuna fuck up?
That too, but like it kind of shows like he cost him the match essentially.
Kind of, and Yoko cost Bulldog his match too, though.
That is true. So maybe that's leading to like a breakup type of thing going on. So never mind.
I think it is. I think Yokozuna turns babyface when we get further in the year, and he gets out of Camp Cornette. And I think Vader puts him out, if I remember right.
Oh, that's gonna be rad! I can't wait for that.
But I think they're trying to show Yokozuna's fucking up, and everybody's getting mad at him. And he's like, "Fuck you guys! Well, I was world champion." You know, he's getting mad back.
But he could say that though, and Owen was never world champ. So
that's right. I thought this was pretty good for what it was. I gave it a 6.2.
I gave it a 6.2 as well. I was like, this is a pretty decent match. Shawn is over with the crowd.
He's very over right now.
Which is funny because he's over with the crowd, but Vince is still pushing him down people's throats. Where it's like kind of annoying. We're like, yeah, we like him. Stop it. And
he's like kind of changing how he talks a little bit, you notice?
Yeah.
He doesn't feel the same. It's kind of like what happened to Diesel, but maybe not as bad. Because I think he knows what's going on. He's like, I'm not going to let Vince just because he had that reputation a lot where Vince would tell him to do something,
and he would do the opposite.
He would do the opposite or just wouldn't do it. Yeah. So
I think Triple H said he's like, I don't know how he had the balls to just not do what the old man said.
Yeah, apparently he just would get away with it a lot. I don't know why.
When you're confident like that, hey man, good for you.
Yeah. Diesel shows up because like they're fighting after the match a little bit, and Cornette's trying to calm them down. And then Bulldog comes out to try to help calm them down. And then after a bit, they're like, one of them goes, "Look at him." They point to Shawn Michaels. They're like, "Yeah, look at him." And it's like they've been like standing there. What gets me about this is like Shawn's been in the ring the whole time they've been arguing. And it's like, dude, get out of there. You're in the ring with a bunch of heels. Like, what are you doing? You're not Hulk Hogan. You can't take all 4 of them. Only Hulk Hogan can do that.
Yeah. It's setting up the Shawn and Diesel versus Yokozuna and Bulldog, essentially.
That's what at least Diesel comes out because they start to approach him, and then Shawn's like, oh, shit. Like, he actually looks like, oh, I'm about to get fucked up. And then Diesel comes out and he's like, yeah, let's go now. What now? Which I thought was like kind of funny. It's a little backwards too.
And Vince is just losing. He's like, the 2 dudes with attitudes.
They're back with 2 dudes with attitudes. Yes. Yeah. And then Vince is like getting a word with Cornette, he just basically says, since you guys like to stick your noses in each other's business, I want a tag match. And they make the match. But Shawn and Diesel just kind of make fun of them the whole time instead of accepting. So I guess that means they accepted.
Yep. It's so funny because Nitro, we were just like the segments and shit was funny with a couple of good matches. And Raw was the opposite, where like the matches were good and the promos were kind of like, I could deal with it and stuff.
Yeah, there were
Um,
no standout promos really.
yeah, uh,
Nothing bad, but nothing like, you know.
yeah, but I enjoyed like the matches. The matches were decent for a Raw.
They're getting better because
Yep.
they've been off of kind of a stinky streak the last
Mm,
4 weeks, really.
yeah, I gave it a 6.6 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah. You mean the whole show?
Yeah, the whole show. Yeah.
Oh, I give it a 5.9
Oh,
because it's like, I mean, like, I like that match. The Diesel Bulldog thing. I'm sick of the Billionaire Ted shit.
yeah.
It's weird how I get something else out of it than what they're intending. Like, it's not funny to me at all. It's just
Hmm.
some kind of comments made, or I see Vince Russo or something. It makes me think about it in a different way. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think the matches were a little better here
Yeah.
than what they've been, but I thought the Nitro had better match. But I like that one tag match a lot better than them.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Also, this got a 2.4 rating for TV,
interesting.
so it's a little lower.
Yeah. I wonder, maybe because Bret Hart's not there. Maybe that's why.
Hey, it might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. But next week we'll be or the next time we do an episode, we're going back into ECW, correct? It's the Big Apple Blizzard Blast.
Yeah, and then it's a Raw Nitro after that.
Yep, February 5th. And I forgot we have the War Journal stuff.
Yeah, this will be quick then, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So, you got any like overall thoughts about this month?
So overall, I think the feuds on Raw is booked properly than WCW because obviously with the Hulk Hogan, the Mega Powers, the friendship thing going on right now,
The Sting and
uh,
Luger friendship.
the Stinger Luger friendship, um,
Friendship.
the Disco Inferno interrupting shit, them trying to put in like Mexican wrestling and Japan wrestling, which is, in my opinion, I get it why they're doing it to kind of like spread the advertisement to other markets and stuff, and also show other markets into WCW on a grand stage. But I think that kind of hurts the product and stuff. But overall, entertainment wise, I still think WCW is kind of owning that a little bit as far as like the goofiness, and I think it's not on purpose. I think it's on accident. And I'm kind of watching this and be like, that's fucking hilarious. But I know like they're being serious about it at times. Uh,
Gene's
I-
always serious. It's just when he says something like, fuck this, I'm out of here, it's just funny.
yeah,
Just,
I think Nitro, they have the tools right now. Obviously they blow up later in the year, but like you can clearly see you have Mean Gene on interview, you have Eric Bischoff and Mongo and Bobby Heenan. Bobby Heenan, anywhere he goes, is gonna spice up the commentating and stuff. And
yeah,
you have talent. The only thing is that you're booking it in a weird way.
booking's
Uh,
not great.
it's not great at all. Uh, but the booking and Raw, so I think I have to give Raw an edge again. Uh,
Okay.
because it's the better matches in my opinion, and it just feels like there's a lot more at stake compared to WCW. WCW seems more cartoonish. Raw seems like it's being a little more gritty superhero type of thing going on.
A little more contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
Not by a lot, though.
Yeah.
uh, so, looking at like what I rated all the TV shows, getting averages from all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up saying WCW did better television than WWF for January. It's like what you were saying. I think they're show is more entertaining. I don't know what's happened, but it's like Vince just shit the bed for January or something on TV.
Yeah.
Especially that Raw bullshit. That was terrible. That's what really dragged the rating down.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually forgot about Raw Ball. I kind of like fucking took that out of my brain.
that sucked.
But I still put
The
Raw a little bit of the edge, but not by much.
so the actual television Nielsen ratings are still pretty close right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like each show kind of will bounce back and forth between like they get a high rating and they go down. So there's no difference. There's no discernible difference still really right now between them. Uh, WCW had no pay per view in January. They just had the extra TV special, which was okay.
Yeah.
Nothing to really write home about. Uh, I did this thing where I started writing highlights from each show. Like, what were some highlights for the whole month we watched each show? And to me, it was like Sting versus Flair on the January 15th Nitro. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Flair versus Hogan on the show we just watched.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Arn Anderson being a dad in that promo, January 29th. The Flair freak out on January 29th was a pretty good episode of Nitro, really.
Yep.
Let's see. Royal Rumble was a pretty good show, you know. Had a good buy rate and everything. And the attendance was, I guess that was pretty good, 9,600 people.
Mm-hmm.
So not really much to compare to there, but it's there.
And again, Bret Hart was on the card, so.
Bret was on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some highlights from WWF. Goldust interview with Vince McMahon on January 15th Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just really entertaining. And then the Goldust Razor backstage brawl at the same show.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. Vader killing Gorilla Monsoon was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was January 22nd. Most of the Rumble card, but it's not fair to compare that because there's nothing to compare it to. And Bret versus Undertaker. That was a good match. Even though people on the internet sometimes say it was boring or something.
And we're going to get a rematch next week.
Yeah. So, like, anything I got to say is still, like, both companies still kind of feel like they're in a bit of a lull state right now creatively.
Mm-hmm.
It's like WWF is setting things up, though. I still think, I agree with you, they're better about getting things in position, getting guys in the right position, and setting up storylines that are going to run. Like, so far, there's not really anything going on in there that with the guys that we're like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
But the WCW, it's the opposite. We're still like, when's this going to be over? When is this going to culminate? Like they're still pushing Hogan, Savage, Dungeon of Doom, Four Horsemen thing pretty hard.
Yeah.
And there's no other stories.
Well, we know that's going to end later down the road, but still, it's a drag.
And then they'll have a different problem where the only story is NWO, and then there's no other story.
Yep. It's like they struck gold and they just milked the shit out of it.
I like all the interplay in WWF right now with all the main event guys. Like Diesel, Brett, Shawn, Undertaker. Like all four of these guys kind of are mixing it up with each other right now in different ways.
And they all don't have intertwined fucking storylines how the best friends in WCW are having, where like, you're my best friend, bro.
Diesel and Shawn are best friends, I guess. But it's not like this thing where they're frenemies or they get pissed at each other. They already did that, and that's over.
Mm-hmm.
That already happened.
They did it first.
They did it first, and it culminated, and it wasn't an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that kind of sucks right now with them is they don't really have any main event heels. If you think about it, they really don't.
Yeah.
Everybody's just kind of like, they can be upped into that role and accepted for that, but there's no, that guy's the main event.
There's no mega heel. They're all kind of like lukewarm heels.
Yeah, like we'll slot Owen in there, we'll put Sid in there. That's kind of like what it's like.
Like Undertaker and Sid are probably going to be their mega heels at that point.
Until the Survivor Series crowd turns Sid babyface.
Yep.
I don't think there's a clear winner this month because each promotion does something better than the other one again. But like the shortcomings almost cancel out the advantage.
Yeah, it's kind of like one company outweighs it, but then the other company does something outlandish, and it like evens it out. And you're just like, okay, I guess like they're even. I guess
To me,
until
they tied.
yeah. I gave the slight edge, but like I said, it's not by much. It's something that I'm like structure wise, I see what they're doing. They're building a foundation, and WCW is just like throwing shit at the wall until something sticks, which eventually it will, which is the NWO.
Like maybe if the Royal Rumble was better, like
Mm,
if it was like the 1992 Royal Rumble or something, I'd been, oh yeah, WWF won that fucking month. But it's pretty evenly matched right now, I think.
yeah. All right. Well, like I said, next episode we're going to be doing ECW Big Apple Blizzard Blast, which is February 3rd, 1996, and WCW Nitro and WWF Raw, which is February 5th, 1996.
Yeah.
Remember to watch those and then come back and we will discuss it and review it. But if you want to catch more, some getting some color, make sure you go on Big Trouble Media, give us a like and subscribe. I know you guys have been hitting up our wrestling pot videos. They've been hitting like 20 to 50 to 100 views and stuff. So comment. I know one person said that Logan Paul had the best frog splash when we asked what was the best frog splash, which I disagree. I still think Eddie or RVD has a better frog splash than Logan Paul. Well, Logan Paul's is pretty sweet.
I think he's got the second best. I think RVD still got the best.
Yeah.
Well, Montez Ford though too. Fuck.
Yeah, he gets height on
He,
his shit.
he gets so much height.
But yeah, until next time, everybody, remember to get some color and peace out.
See you, brothers.